Hello, hello, hello. I know. 8:10. I saw you guys wagering in the chat. How long is Rob gonna be? 8:10. I know. I'm sorry. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a great week. Did you have a good week? I hope you had a wonderful week. Yeah. So we had a lot happen this week. Like we are in the post Murdaugh phase. We had interviews by both attorneys, both sets of attorneys, some of them good, some of them not so good. We had just all kinds of stuff. Rust, we've got the Baldwin case that's set for preliminary hearing at the end of May, beginning of May, sometime in May. Time is a construct that I am not capable of comprehending at the current moment because in my mind, it's still 2020 or 2022. I don't know. It feels like what does it feel like? It feels like the new year was yesterday. That's where we are. So what are you guys doing? How was your week? And where are you tuning in from? And what are you drinking? I have a cocktail tonight. I need one. This is going to be fun. On time? No, I don't know what that is. So yeah, it is 2020. It is. I'm convinced it's 2020. I'm feeling blah from spring pollen. Yeah, man, the pollen's been rough. It's been brutal for everybody involved. We've got Prosecco, Pinot Grigio, fantastic. Will Ian be dropping by? I do believe so. I think he's having a good time right now with the missus. Pandemic years didn't count. I 100% agree. The fact that time just has continued to pass at the rate it has is shocking to me. Good morning from Indiana. Or from India. Good morning from India. I was going, Indiana. That doesn't make sense. India, that does make sense. Drinking cherry cola in Boca Raton. That's wonderful. Heard you guys are getting into some warm weather now. Tempe, Arizona. Fantastic. Hi, Jackie. How are you? Italian soda on ice in Port Orchard, Washington. Oh, yeah. That's wonderful. I love Washington. And we're about to get into good weather in Washington. Dr. Pepper after a snow day here in Western Michigan. Wonderful. SoCal with Bailey's. Always lovely. Nevada, drinking water. Oh boy. Jacqueline, we're drinking soda with some wine. Fantastic. Strawberry lemonade hard seltzer from California. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Ginger ale in Minneapolis. Wonderful. Thank you, Goosebump. Member of the jury, Wisconsin, and tepid water. Why is it tepid, though? Is that by choice or is that just because? You're doing great, Rob. No worries all the time. Thank you, Christy. That's awesome. Awesome to hear. Happy Friday, drinking some Australian Shiraz in Texas. Wonderful. Water in snowy weather. Okay, that's fair. Hi from Australia. Hello, Australia, the land of everything that wants to kill you. I think it's just true. So, hi from Colorado Springs, drinking cranberry, raspberry, La Croissant. Wonderful. Making dinner. I hope it's lovely. Getting ready for shovel some snow in Montana. I don't want to shovel snow. That's horrible. You know what? Throw us in your ear while you're shoveling snow, and then we'll all have a laugh together. How does that sound? I think that sounds good. Hot tea from Cowpoke. Been feeling mopey. We're going to try and fix that, the mopey feeling. We have some fun cases today. Fun cases have re-entered the conversation because we need it. Gifted memberships. StreamYard needs to fix that so that I can pull those up. They're too good. M169, thank you. Pharmacy tech math is starting to make sense. So my week ended well, enjoying a Coke in Cincinnati. Thank you for that. And I hope that you are enjoying that Coke. Jaeger bombs in Florida while brushing the dog. Okay. I don't know how one combines the activity of Jaeger bombs with pet grooming. Yeah, I don't know. Is it like when the dog, like, you know what? I'm not going to question it anymore. I think it's a great idea. I think it's fantastic. Good for you. Elizabeth Webster, thank you. Just because I enjoy this, thank you so much. I'm glad that you guys do enjoy it. I'm sorry that I'm late sometimes. I really am trying to pull like different things left, right, and center, like right up until the last minute of the show. And then I pull the different like cases I'm talking about or the videos we're talking about during the show sometimes. But, it is. Robin Silver, thank you very much for the super chat. Still a widow. Rob, don't start till Mike and Biggin are done. JK, be there ASAP. You know, Law Talk with Mike. We have to congratulate him at some point in time during the stream today because he hit 100,000 subscribers yesterday. It was fantastic. I love that. It's wonderful. And I know that I was catching some of his live earlier while prepping for this stream. And it's a funny case. It's definitely a funny case. Stephanie, nachos and beer. Now you're speaking my language. Cooking some dinner and having some wine. That sounds lovely. Long Island iced tea. Hopefully not one of too many because those will kind of pack a punch. Vodka. Just vodka tonight. Barney Cat. Thank you for sending a video that we're going to watch in a second because we need a little bit of decompression. Ginger ale in California. Thank you, Julie. Sweet tea in Southern California. South Carolina. Oh, sweet tea. Yeah. KH. South Carolina knows how to do sweet tea. So does North Carolina. So do all the southern states. I was a bartender in North Carolina when I was in college. And before becoming a bartender, I was a server. And one of the tasks we had to do was make the sweet tea. The amount of sugar that you pour into one of those carafes, like the big ones that you see that dispense the tea, the amount of sugar you pour into that thing to make sweet tea the way the Southern folk like it would just make a diabetic do one of these. Yeah. It is egregious, but also delicious. So glad you're enjoying that. Drinking water until I pick up my daughter from dance. That sounds wonderful, Marissa. Lindsay, trying to decide what I want to drink tonight in Seattle. I don't know. Red wine sounds good. I got your book. It's the chat before you go down that road. It's not a naughty book. It's a good book. I have to read it though. I want to read that one, but I'm going to try and bring that up sometime next week. Water in Chicago suburbs. Fantastic. Adelaide, Australia. Water. Wonderful. Liquid Death in the ATL. Sounds wonderful. Sprite in Manhattan, Kansas. There's a Manhattan, Kansas. That's the other cool thing. I learned geography lessons being on the YouTubes. It's pretty cool. Texas Lemonade. Awesome. Jim Beam Green Apple in Michigan. Red wine in Southern California, screwdriver and pork cracklins. Well, Nicholas, compared to what you have described that you like to eat, I am very glad that they are pork cracklins and not a pizza with some of the things that you described last week that I will not consume. So I'm very glad that you're eating something that's delicious and normal. Very proud. Femme Natal, Sal Blanc in Dallas. That's wonderful. Hello, everyone. Hello, Kimberly. Drinking water in Kansas. Cherry Coke in Northern Kentucky. Bell's Beer in Metro Detroit. Awesome. We've got water in Truth or Consequences in New Mexico. Some of these cities are so cool. Australia doesn't have bears. Yeah, but they have everything else. Like they have spiders that are, almost the size of small bears. I don't know. Of all the things that I don't enjoy, like I can tolerate a lot of animals and a lot of creatures, and spiders don't bother me at all, like really. But the things, spiders kind of do bother me. Funny story. So my parents built a house in Oro Valley, Arizona. And the first time that I stayed at said house, I go back to go to sleep. And the headboard is like right against the wall. And I see legs sticking out the side of the headboard. And I go over to confront said legs sticking out the side of the headboard. And all of a sudden they scurry back behind the headboard. I'm not going to lie. I walked out of that room and I walked up to my mom and I was like, burn the house down. Just the whole house. I can't. I also have another funny story about scorpions. Well, I have a lot of funny story about scorpions, but I guess those we can save for another time. You know what? We're going to do a life lesson. Life lesson. Scorpions carry their young on their back. Their young are remarkably small, kind of like spiders. And scorpions, despite what a lot of people see on the interwebs, are rather translucent. You can't really see them. Their bodies aren't really that visible. Now, they're very visible in black lights. Now, my uncle, who lives in whereabouts? In Maricopa County. He went to go and he was walking around the house and he saw a scorpion. And before really thinking through it, it was the spring. And he went and stomped on the scorpion. Well, that scorpion was a mama, and all the babies scattered. So he grabbed the black light, and I remember him telling me that that was what he regretted more than anything. He grabbed the black light and just saw the little babies scatter everywhere. And that was the lesson he learned, was that when you see a scorpion in springtime, you spray the scorpion in the springtime. You do not stomp, you do not crush. So that was nightmare fuel for me as a young adult for quite some years that I still carry with me to this day. So the inflation is horrifying, Rob. Lumber prices have gone down, but inflation still exists. I think. I don't know. I went to go buy food the other day, and holy crap. I mean, it is what it is. I don't like it. Hard cider, Minnesota. Scotch and sofa. Scotch and sofa night for me. That sounds wonderful. Susan, thank you. Boston, no wine yet, but edibles are okay. It's my 39th birthday. Happy birthday, Susan. Happiest of birthdays to you. I hope that you have a wonderful birthday, and I hope we have some fun tonight. Started some seeds today. Garden is upcoming. That's wonderful. I'm still waiting. DC, the weather messes with you here. Like it really does. Last year, everyone went out and planted on one of these warm days that we thought, winter was behind us. And then the very next week, hard freeze. And all of the people's plants just died. Every single one. That was last year. So this year, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I'll figure it out. Who knows? I love growing vegetables. It's wonderful. I very much enjoy it. EDB is late all the time. We're used to it. Yeah, she and I joke about it. It's kind of funny. Stephanie, thank you very much. Hi, Rob. I sent you a message about an ice cream truck murder trial, and it's getting quite spicy. One of the state's witnesses was not impressed. The defense attorney and gave him hell. Judge is great. That was the same judge from the dude that, I don't mean to say dude, the guy that kidnapped his wife and represented himself in the mid-trial. He fired his attorney. So that is the same judge. I love that judge. He's fantastic. He is spicy. I'll take a look at it. I'll see if I can't find a couple clips from it next week. Thank you, Brentwood Chic. Let's get Rob to 200K. Thank you for reminding me. You guys, you're just joining in. Please like the video. Liking does actually help the YouTube algorithm to drive some people to come and watch and join us and have some good time. Because this is the fun part of law. That's what I like to reserve Fridays for. Friday is the fun part of law. I made the mistake of reading the comment section one of these days, and I love some of the comments. I do. And I try to engage when I can. One of them was like, this is a scatterbrained. I thought I was going to learn something. I was like, well, that's Fridays. That's Fridays. I like to provide informative content, but on Fridays, every now and then, the week is hard enough. It's hard enough. Laura M, thank you. Coke in Ireland, not the white stuff, FYI, FBI. Does your hat say get sprung? It does. It does. It's fantastic. This was a hat from one of the vendors at the Gundies. Oh, speaking of which, that's the shirt. The Gundies. I think it's awesome that there's a kangaroo that looks like he's firing a bazooka at a giraffe that is driving a tank. So that right there. But yes, Get Sprung was one of the vendors this is one of the vendors at the show. Kelly Towns, thank you very much. Need a lighthearted stream. Had a former student reach out to me while likely having a manic episode. I'm so sorry. Teaching is emotionally draining. It is. A lot of things that people do are emotionally draining. And at the end of the week, sometimes we just need to decompress. And a lot of the stuff that we see, I can't turn the news on anymore. Every time I turn the news on, I get depressed. And then I get frustrated because I feel like we're getting parts of stories. Becky, thank you. Spent Monday in the ER with kidney stones again. Oh, I'm sorry. But glad for this. Always know it'll be a good time. Thank you, Becky. We'll try. We will try to do that. We will. We're going to try and have some fun tonight. Because I've got some fun cases. We've got Black Eyed Peas that is suing over, MGM is suing over a song titled My Poops. Yep. So we have Satire has re-entered the conversation. And then we've got Grumpy Cat. And I didn't realize how litigious Grumpy Cat was. Not just the cat, but the company that trademark the grumpy cat. So we'll talk about that too. So we've got some stuff to go through. Baby Gator, thank you. I sent you something but wasn't able to add a note. You should have received it yesterday. Baby Gator, the items that I received yesterday were fantabulous. I received another thing today that was a coffee mug that tried to describe inconceivable. It was awesome. Thank you guys for everything. You don't ever have to send me anything. Please don't ever feel like you need to or want to. Like, if you want to, that's great. I do love to display the things that you guys create and the things that you guys send. It's fantastic. I also received a tie that might like, between that tie and Lindsay's tie, it's going to be my two favorite ties of all time. Jackie drinking white cranberry and strawberry juice. That's awesome. So let's see if we can't get caught up a little bit here. Irish coffee with corned beef. Ooh, yeah. Corned beef, cabbage, potatoes, and Nebraska. Yeah. Yep. I will. Absolutely. That's fantastic. I have no problem there. Why I live in South Dakota. No spiders, no hurricanes, no snakes. You know what? I don't disagree with that mentality sometimes. Yeah. So I'm not going to give you guys maybe I probably gave some nightmares. So sorry. So okay, I'm not going to pull it, Scorpion. Sorry, Little Lamb. I see your chat. But I don't want to scare everyone in the world. It's fantastic. Yeah, shaking the boots every time before you put them on is a routine and a habit that you learn when you live in the desert. So let's see. Keep scrolling. Make sure we're catching up. Plant peas and lettuce right now. Yeah, but the lettuce, man, even with that cold freeze, the lettuce is gonna make it. I don't know. Truffle Hound, hey, hi everyone. Neck deep in brambles, getting cut to pieces, but listening along. Someone tell some jokes, please. Well, Truffle Hound, I'm sure there will be no shortage this evening. Thank you, Adrian Angevine. Thank you very much. How about catch the scorpion and let her free outside? Why is murder always the go-to for so many? Well, the scorpions, it depends on where you are. It really does. Scorpions have a lovely habit of coming right back inside. Like, if you put them outside, they find a way right back inside. They're not the friendliest of creatures either. Now, it doesn't hurt as much as people think. I have been stung by one. It feels like a bee sting, just maybe a little bit more, but don't panic about it. It's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of score. Yeah, I'm not gonna say you have to put them outside if you want to. Absolutely, but I completely understand. You can plant peas. They're a cool weather plant and take occasional light freeze. Okay, I'm learning something. So, oh, Rob, you would pull that one of mine. Hi, Mom. I swear I'm not doing anything. You guys, I pull them at random. I really do, because there's so many of them that it's hard to get through all of them. So, Pam Graham, I didn't know if Peter was going to make it with EDB the other night. That was one of the funniest things. And if you guys caught that was Peter's live celebrating his 200K. And I know we have to roll the intro again and stuff, but he was celebrating his 200K, and then Emily was able to join the chat. And it was one of the funniest things in the world, because Emily joined the chat and I see Peter calculating, because I know that Peter works all day. I do, like Ian does, like a lot of us do. But he loves like 1 hour live streams. I don't know how he does it. And Emily joins and I see Peter looking like different locations, and I'm just smiling. And everyone's like, Rob, talk. I was like, no, I'm just watching Peter contemplate that he has a 4 hour live stream on his hands. And I think I called it in the chat. I was like, this is a 4 hour stream. Go figure. The stream went 4 hours. Peter had a great time. It was a great chat. It was wonderful. I jumped on with Ian after I jumped off of Peter's stream, and it was fantastic. And then I came back and watched the rest of Peter's on replay while I was winding down for the evening. It was wonderful. So Susan, let's see, let me catch up here. Yeah, it was great. That was awesome. Susan Davidson, thank you very much. If anyone follows Crack in the Box, please donate to Rainbow's Hospice. Thank you. That's Captain Corey. So Captain Corey is in hospice right now. I know that his mom is posting things left, right, and center. So please try to keep up with that, and you can follow along, please. Elizabeth Webster, thank you very much. Santa Rosa, California. Coffee. We'll add Jameson later. That sounds good to me. Niklas, thank you very much. We don't need money guns in Sweden. We just throw our smelly foods in the general direction of danger. I think that's probably more effective than firearms. Based on some of the descriptions of things that you've described and eaten, I don't understand. I don't understand. House Hippo, thank you. Hi, Rob. Happy to be hanging with my Friday Night Frenzy friends for my birthday. Happy birthday, House Hippo. I almost forgot. I wish you a future happy birthday last night on the Members Only Live, where we read a book that taught us some life lessons. But happy birthday. Heading to Mexico tomorrow for a week to celebrate me. Good. Enjoy it. Get out of town. Enjoy the weather. Have some fun. Baby Gator, yes, it was the mug. The mug is fantastic. The description, I can't get it right now, but the description was inconceivable. And it said something that you can't comprehend, and then right beneath it, something. So what was it? It does not mean what you think it means. It was awesome. That was really funny. That will be a coffee cup I will enjoy for years. Vincent Rando, thank you very much. Turned down a job offer this week because they wanted me to sign a pretty bogus legal agreement. Thank you to LawTube for teaching me to always read contracts and how to spot red flags. Vincent, I never realized that people would enjoy this content as much as they do. We try to make it entertaining, but we also try to teach. I think it's a really fun medium, and I'm glad that you learned something that you were able to take into your life and apply for your benefit. Glad you caught that. So let me see here. Where are we going from there? New video on Quarter's channel for an hour ago. He is in hospice. He is. It is something that was known, and it's sad, and it's something that is going to be embraced. He does go in, and he can come out of hospice. So it's not the same as what we would kind of think of a lot. So hopefully, he gets things back on track and can get back home and start making some fun content, because I know he loves doing that. Peter also likes order and structure law and lumber. Yes, he does. I don't not like it. I do like it, especially when I'm trying cases. I love order and structure, but every now and then I need help to keep it ordered and structured. So, yeah. Let me see if I can't catch up. Joshua, thank you very much. Rob, I would like to thank you. Since watching your channel, my mindset has changed. My life has become a lot easier, and I love you for it. I love that. That is a wonderful message. Joshua, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm very glad. Some of the remarks that you guys leave are just they completely blow me away. They're fantastic. Adrian Angevine, thank you very much. Don't disparage Grumpy Cat. She passed away in May of 2019. I'm not disparaging Grumpy Cat. We're going to go through. We're going to talk about the company that owns the trademark, and they can be rather litigious. Lisa, thank you very much. In college, we had real time and Latin time up in the Hispanic Association office, which ran 15 minutes behind. So, hey, pretty much on time. 8:10 ain't bad. It's not the best, but it ain't bad. Julia, you called it, then you basically demanded it. Then EDB convinced Peter. Yep, I did. I absolutely did. Lindsay, thank you very much. Red wine it is then. 2020 Tarriga Nacional, straight from Portugal, has been opened. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. So let's see. We'll catch up, and then we'll go ahead and, MWB. Peter is lawyer, you know. Does great recaps, shorter live streams, fantastic attorney. He's a trial attorney out of Florida, golfer as well. We have a lot of fun together. Karen Rosier, thank you very much. Thank you for the entertainment while I drive to Alabama to take care of my parents. I hope they're doing well, and I hope that the drive goes smoothly. LK Ryden was fine with the spiders. They started having kids in my laundry and eating me when I was asleep. Yeah, I don't want to. I think you gave nightmares in the chat. Hate them now and keep my house lemon soaked. Spiders and I we've never really gotten along. So, but I didn't know the lemon trick. I'm gonna look that one up. I've got a toothache in Minnesota, going to doze and listen tonight. Smell first. Wonderful. So before we get into the show and before we roll the intro, I do want to roll something that Barney Cat sent me earlier today. Fantastic little clip. And I want to see if you guys remember this one.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to
can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see
I'm not
that.
a cat. I'm not a cat.
I think if you click the up arrow next to the Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on.
It's too good. It's too good. I'm not a cat. I promise I'm not a cat. It's just fantastic. You just feel for this guy. Honestly. Honestly. It's just the lawyer cat. And you know what? Good for the judge. Good for the
Mr.
judge.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video.
It's the eyes for me, though. It's the eyes for me. It's the eyes. It's just too great. It's too good.
Settings. You might want to.
And look at the lawyer on the top.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see.
Oh, just love the lawyer up top is just great. He's loving that moment. Hang on, I got one more before we roll the intro, and I swear we're gonna get into. I promise we're gonna get into the case law, but one more before we roll the intro. This one's good. These two that I'm about to show you need to become attorneys just when they grow up ASAP.
Well, mommy too. Mommy's better. Look, why does mommy have to be the better? Daddy doesn't stink. You make all of that up. Daddy wrestles us. He makes us lunch. He even takes us to parks. He lets us walk with him. He does so much stuff for us. He takes showers more than mom. He brushes his teeth in the morning. Well, I don't like him peeing when he's standing up. Well, he has to do that because he's a boy and boys have to do that.
Oh, fantastic. It's too good. It's too good. Like, oh my gosh. Just can't. It's just too funny. All right, we're going to roll the intro. We're going to get into the cases today, and we will get moving. That's not bad. 27 minutes before we get to the intro. Oh my gosh, what am I doing, Rob? Oh, I will figure this out at some point in time. I promise you. So, anyways, 30 minutes in, we're rolling the intro. Let's get going. So now that we've gotten the fun out of the way, what do you say? Why don't we talk about some additional entertainment news and some litigation news? Say, I think that's a great idea. Rob, that's a great idea. Yes, it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic idea. How many of you guys remember the Black Eyed Peas? I know they haven't made a lot of music recently, but how many of you guys remember the song "My Humps"? My humps, my hump, my hump, my hump, my lovely lady lumps. Yeah. So here's what we have. We've got a case that we need to talk about, and it's right here. So, reported yesterday at 5:05 a.m. by Bloomberg Law, My Poops feud tied to Black Eyed Peas adds to fair use chaos. You all know I love some chaos. So I love the chaos. It's fantastic. So the fecal themed unicorn video, yes, I did say unicorn video, toy allegedly infringed My Humps. Case evokes fair use questions and parody, homage, Weird Al. Oh, wonderful. The fate of the lawsuit claiming a song called My Poops rips off the Black Eyed Peas' My Humps may hinge on pending U.S. Supreme Court guidance on fair use questions that have long bedeviled courts and attorneys alike. BMG Rights Management LLC's complaint says a YouTube music video, there's a link, don't worry, I have it pulled up, and a diaper-clad dancing unicorn toy incorporating its song, which opens, "What you gonna do with all that poop?" Yep. You know what? There's maturity and there's poop jokes, and I don't know where to draw the line between the two because it's kind of funny. Rips off the 2005 Fergie and Will I Am rap duet. On its surface, the case is close enough to divide attorneys. That suggests that a high court's imminent ruling in its first non-software fair use case since 1994, weighing an Andy Warhol rendition of a photo of Prince could decisively tilt the outcome. So here we go. This is one of those things. Wow. Who would think that we would be asking the Supreme Court to just, maybe decide a case that involves my poops? Not my poops. No, this song, My Poops. I hope that those things never enter a court of law. But the song, My Poops. The case fits into a broad gray area between derivative and transformative, a distinction that can be as nuanced and controversial as it is crucial. MGA Entertainment Incorporated will likely claim parody or transformative fair use in its defense of the My Poops video and Poopsie, the dancing unicorn. Literally, the dancing unicorn is named Poopsie. I'm not kidding you. It largely comes down to whether the song is parodying My Hump's free riding on its successful creative attributes to sell a product or something in between, attorneys say. Then we've basically got contact information for the attorneys. Nope, that's continue reading. There we go. There's more there. I told you. Is it really targeting something about the Black Eyed Peas song, or is it just something funny that's using the Black Eyed Peas song? IP attorney Robert Clarita of Reitler, Kalis, and Rosenblatt said the whole point of fair use and transformativeness is up in the air until the Supreme Court decides the Warhol case, because who knows what they're going to do. That's fair. The question has been in the air for a long time. IP professor, law professor Sean O'Connor of George Mason University, right down the road from me, said, even the Supreme Court's 1994 ruling in Campbell, that's the Campbell Soup Can, versus A-Cup Rose Incorporated, which deemed rap group Two Live Crew's Pretty Woman a transformative parody that was a fair use of Roy Orbison's original. Oh, no, that was a different case. Campbell Soup Can was a different one. That's another Warhol case. Yeah, this is a song case. That was fair use of Roy Orbison's original, didn't clearly define the boundaries of key terms. I don't think anyone really has a good case law with language that says exactly what the line is between parody, satire, and homage, O'Connor said. If we don't have that, we don't have great guidance here. So we'll go through the complaint in a second, but before we do that, let's go ahead and see if we can't see what it is that we're talking about. Do the sharing of the screen. Hang on. I got to rewind this because we're going to do this full screen. We're going to do this right. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. I have not listened to the full audio. And for the YouTubes, I know that someone's going to be very upset about the fact that I'm playing this. Perhaps they're going to make a copyright claim. I am playing this for instructional purposes only because we're talking about the lawsuit that this is the center of. So to the extent someone tries a copyright claim on this one, this most certainly is transformative use. Because, well, not transformative use. This is fair use. Yeah, because we're talking about the commentary. It's in the news. This is in the news. This video is in the news. So, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for this. We're ready for this. We're going to do this. Minute 42. Here we go.
Yeah. Alright, poopsie slime surprise. My poops, my poops, my poops. What you gonna do with all that poop? All that poop? Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. I'm a poop, 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 poop. Yeah, gonna get loopy off my poopy. My poop, my poop. That's right. My poop, my poop. I drive my parents crazy. The poop I need every day. Spelling fart, Jacob swag. Got my poop designer bag. Even Pooey puts on, hey Louie, I'm the cool one. 'Cause if you want the real thing, you be spending those big bucks. But when you rock a poopsie, you just be pooping it all up. We munch on my poopitos, pooping slime till who knows.
I dare.
I'm surprised. My poops, my poops, my poops.
Oh my God. It's still going.
We can keep on playing. 'Cause poop on is all I'm saying. What you gonna do with all that poop? All that poop? Woo, woo. Hey, let's start some drama. I got bestie poop in lava. So push me up or
Wait, hang on. Did it just say, hey, let's start some drama and then just went to Twitter? It did. I can't. It did. It said, hey, let's start some drama, and it shows a clip of Twitter. This is terrible. But it just hang on. What the fuck? I can't just start cursing, but I really kind of want to.
all that poop? Woo, woo. Hey, let's start some drama.
It did. Twitter. Yep.
Push me up or
Why? Why? There is so.
Check it out. They say my poop's so shiny.
I'm gonna pause this because I have someone who likes this copyright and trademark stuff, and I'm not a copyright and trademark attorney, and I need to share this trauma with somebody else. Hi, Bree.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. Have you seen any of what I'm showing?
I was watching a little bit right before I hopped on, so I know it's a Black Eyed Peas and copyright and these little ponies, unicorns.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it though. This will be my first time.
This is terrifying. Now I have thoughts on the transformative use thing here because I think that there's a lot of derivatives or a lot of derivation here. We're going to struggle through. Look, guys, there's 42 seconds left. We can survive 42 more seconds of these really obnoxious unicorns singing about. Oh, I don't know if I can. We're gonna do it.
At least they're cute.
They are and they're not. I'm so confused.
They're cute, but they're a little bit of hoochie mamas. But that's
There's
okay.
a lot. It's like the belly's showing and they got the like little heart.
Okay, it might be a little much.
Ooh, there's a lot.
Oh,
yep.
Check it out. They say my poop's so shiny. Like glitter.
There, that sounds
Okay.
good.
Don't we get down, please? And sparkly poop or brown. My poops, my poops, my poops. My sparkly glitter poop. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with all that poop?
Yep.
All that poop. Whoop, whoop. I'm a poop, 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 a town.
Whoop,
Poopsie,
whoop.
that's the 411. Poopsie slime surprise. My poop, my poop. My poop, my poop, my poops. Woo, I'm pooped.
I can't believe that.
We're all pooped. What in the actual ever living F was that? And who decided that was so? Well, hi Bree. How are
Hi.
you?
I am good. I'm happy it's Friday.
Me too, until I watched that whole video. What the
Did you watch it before the stream?
No, I watched a part of it. I watched the very beginning of it, and I watched the very beginning just to make sure that like it was at least somewhat
Mhm.
where there could be a claim there. And I didn't expect any of the other. I didn't expect any of that. None.
Yeah. I see how they made it sound like a little kiddish to make it sound a little bit off from the Black Eyed Peas, but they definitely used some of like the melodies and everything.
They did.
The words too, but just replaced
They
one
did.
word with poop. Is this supposed to be for kids?
I don't know. I'm looking for the toy right now. So
Oh,
where
it
is it?
is.
AMO toys. Poopsie the unicorn. Oh my god. I can't. My freaking internet search history based after starting YouTube, my internet search history is just would confuse so many
Yeah.
people.
Same.
So let's see. Yes, there is a poops. Oh my god. This is terrible.
Show it.
This is real. I'm pulling it up. I'm trying to find the right place to show it. So yeah, we're gonna do this.
And this case, it's already in the courts and going to the Supreme Court, or it's a new case?
It's already been filed. So this is Poopsie the Unicorn. This is Amazon.
Okay.
And there's a whole Poopsie store. So apparently Poopsie's a unicorn that you can purchase on Amazon
Okay.
for wow, $169. Who is paying that for
How
Poopsie
big
the
is it?
Unicorn? I don't know.
And
Do
does
they
it
have
talk?
why? And why do they sell the britches as a separate? What is happening?
You can
Why
change
is
the
society
pants.
like this? Poopsie's surprise unicorn includes one surprise unicorn, rainbow bright star, or oops, starlight, one glitter potty. What's the glitter? I guess that's the
That's the
oh my
pants.
god, that's a glitter potty.
Or is
4
it the
unicorn
poop?
food
Oh.
packets. There's food packets, there's slime powder, 4 unicorn magic packets, 1 unicorn sparkle packet, 1 exclusive bottle, and 1 exclusive poop character keychain. There's a keychain. There's a keychain. There's a keychain. Why is there a keychain?
So you can carry it with you?
1 unicorn shirt and diaper, spoon, hairbrush, cleaning tool, and a measuring cup.
Oh,
What
have the
the
pants separate because they're showing you that you can take the pants off because she's sitting on the toilet with no
because she's
pants.
sitting on the potty. So is this like instructional material? Why did someone think this is a good idea? I have to go. There's a freaking store.
If someone commented 4.5 stars. So yeah, it's popular.
There's a whole store. Poopsie so now you see a defendant that's clearly making some money.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I'm laughing about this is a whole Amazon storefront. Like they're making
Mhm.
money off of this. So I am concerned, confused. Why is it so expensive?
I'm wondering if they're big or are they small?
I don't know.
They probably have the demographics on Amazon. Let me see if I
Ew.
could
The
pull it
Poopsie
up.
slime surprise. What? And I wonder if they have. So here's this is the Poopsie slime surprise. It's this the Poopsie doll there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or that one or that one. There's a video. There's a video. Oh, we're not watching
So
that.
you so you probably put the slime into the mouth and then it comes out as
No.
colorful glitter poop.
Are there reviews? There's reviews and there's customer images. We're not going to show that. We're going to go and see how big it is. That is graphic.
Is that the butt?
That's the butt.
You scroll past up a little. Right there where the pink, the second to the right,
This one.
up one. Is that a butt?
I don't know what that is, Bree. I don't
that's the
think I
butt.
want to know what that is. I am so confused and slightly terrified. Like I don't understand, but you can see the guy holding it. I'm not going to zoom in on that photo. You can see the guy holding it. That thing's not small.
Yeah. I guess you would need to clean it. So
And this is the
toys
problem.
are fabulous.
It's a Scandinavian manufacturer. Ammo Toys is the manufacturer of this particular thing. I don't know what to say about a lot of this stuff. So I didn't know these existed. Apparently, people are in the chat saying that there's reviews of the toy on YouTube.
I'm sure there are.
T-Mac, thank you for the super chat. Make sure you have a person listed to erase your browser history in your will. Tell you what, with the YouTube, honestly, it's with the YouTube.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. Rob, no, I do not. No, do not send me. Do not send me a poopsie. The poops, if a poopsie unicorn is sent to me, that is going out of it's not going to be in this house. Nope. Who in the right believing mind creates and markets to the kids? I don't know. That's a very good question. Would Rainbow Bright be an issue? I don't know. That's a good question as well. So going to the song, the entire tune of the song, and now we're getting into the law part.
Mhm.
The tune of the song is different. So they're not using the they're not using the track,
Composition, yeah.
the composition. Yes, you're going to be far
Right.
better explaining this than I am.
No, I'm not. I'm not good with the music terms. I just look at the copyright and the similarities, but I'm not the best at distinguishing it, especially for music.
Lumber lady, gotta go. Flamingo, kids love poop. I don't. You have to now. I get it. When you're potty training kids, you have to celebrate. You have to celebrate the potty and the achievement, and it's like, yay, good for you. And you make it a celebratory thing because they need to feel like it's a good thing to do. I just feel like this is a lot. And no, if I were to give this gift to my nieces, I think my brother or sister or they would never talk to me again. They might. It would take a year or two. So, but why don't we take a look at the lawsuit?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see. Where is the lawsuit? So this is in fact a lawsuit that was filed over this litigation.
Okay, so it's pretty new though still. I thought I heard
It
you
is.
saying something about Supreme Court earlier.
So Supreme Court has the case in front of them, the Warhol case on the
Oh, okay.
derivative or transformative use.
Mhm.
And this one is satire is coming up more and more and more because we're starting to see that these cases are just really starting to get into the courts because a lot of these big brands are taking issue with some of the interpretation that's been made on transformative use. For
Mhm.
example, the Jack Daniels lawsuit, they're suing, I forget the name of the company, but they're suing another company that makes dog toys that is derivative. And their brief was kind of funny to read. It was like, we love dogs, but we don't want to be
Mhm.
confused with the dog toy manufacturer.
Right.
So I can see why the brands are filing these lawsuits, but I also see the independent creators argument here because what do you own when you make the song? Do you own all of the transformative content that can come from it? Then it
Yeah.
ties back to your brand.
Right.
So,
And
oh yeah, the brand is
so
Mischief, Bad Spaniels. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
yeah, so I think a lot of them are going to argue, fair use because or not fair use, but they're using parody, so it's not technically infringement. But how far is too far? I guess is what the question is coming to be.
Yeah. And I don't know how the court is going to feel it, but if I'm the Black Eyed Peas and I hear this song and I see that video, I'm not happy with it.
No, I don't think anyone else would be either.
So we have BMG Rights Management, who's obviously they are the copyright holder for the Black Eyed Peas. I think they're the management company for that song, or the record label rather. So the complaint, the record label BMG Music Publishing, that has invested and risked money, time, and energy to develop and protect its catalog of copyrights, seeks redress for the defendant's willful copyright infringement of one of its musical compositions. The defendant exploited, without authorization, one of BMG's copyrighted musical compositions by making an unauthorized derivative work of that composition and then unlawfully reproduced, synchronized, distributed, and publicly performed the infringing work. Despite being on notice of its infringement and unlicensed uses of the composition, the defendant has refused to remedy its wrongdoing, leaving BMG no alternative but to bring this action. What I have noticed, and I don't know if you've seen the same, with these derivative use lawsuits, the company that brings the lawsuit for infringement, let me put it this way. When Netflix sued over the Bridgerton case, do you remember that?
I didn't go
When
into it, but I am familiar a
you
little.
remember the basics of it though? Netflix was
Mhm.
kind of like, it's ours, like we're gonna sue you. And everyone was like, that's a bad judgment call. And Netflix got like drugged through the dirt for it.
Mhm.
Since that case, I have noticed that every one of these lawsuits starts with a very like, we don't want to be here. We don't want to be
Right.
doing this. We have to do this.
Mhm.
So they've taken a very different approach. And I think it's a smart move, but it's one of those that tips off to the court that's reviewing it like, hey, they know they're not in the best position walking into this.
Right.
So jurisdiction and venue, we'll skip over that part because that's, boring.
Yeah.
And then we'll try to get to the facts. The parties, plaintiff BMG is a corporation duly organized and existing under the laws of the state of Delaware with its principal place of business in the state of New York, county of New York. BMG is one of the largest music publishing companies and record labels in the world. Bree, are you of the generation that remembers getting the little what was it, the mailers that BMG would send out where you could buy CDs and you could subscribe and they would send you CDs on a monthly basis?
No. I use CDs, but I was not checking the mail. So,
Oh,
I was probably still too young.
I think that's BMG. BMG used to send out like a packet and you would basically check the list of the CDs that you wanted
Mhm.
and they would send you those CDs and you would subscribe for like 10 bucks, 20 bucks a month, right? Columbia House did it too, but I think BMG did it as well.
That's
And you would
smart.
check off the CDs. Yes, Columbia House. I know Columbia House, but I think BMG was in it too. I think they did it well as well. But they would send it like on a monthly basis. It was interesting. As part of its business operations, BMG releases, manages, and administers musical compositions and sound recordings for thousands of artists and songwriters, including many of the most popular and successful recording artists and songwriters in the world. In the course of its business, BMG expends great effort in maximizing the revenue generated by and the value of the musical compositions under its administration through the proper licensing of many of those musical compositions for use in film, televisions, commercials, and consumer products. BMG expends great effort in protecting the image and artistic integrity of the artists and songwriters whose musical compositions are administered by BMG by ensuring that any authorized use of a musical composition administered by BMG comports with the artistic values, aesthetics, and moral values of the artists and songwriters whose musical composition may be licensed by BMG. I don't think that includes Dancing Unicorns talking about poop.
No, they didn't pay for the license. That's why all of these lawsuits are brought, copyright, because you
The
don't have the
licensing?
license. Yep. Mhm.
Yep. So BMG controls and is the beneficial owner of 75% of the copyrighted musical composition and lyrics for the song My Humps, written by William Adams, Will I Am, and David Patton, originally performed and made popular by the popular pop rap group The Black Eyed Peas. Now, this is interesting to me. I didn't know this, that you could own a certain percentage of the composition and lyrics.
Yes.
Really?
Yep. When you apply for your copyright, you can put the different ownership. Like sometimes if you do the whole song, one person can own the lyrics and then the other person can own the music composition, or you can split it up because let's say you were a co-writer. So yes, you can split it up like that.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, though,
Mhm,
that you can actually
mhm.
do that. The musical composition and lyrics of My Humps constitute an original work of authorship and was duly registered in the United States Copyright Office on July 18th, 2006. A copy of the copyright registration is annexed hereto as Exhibit A. The Black Eyed Peas are arguably the most popular and recognized pop musical group in the past 30 years and are beloved by millions of people around the world. Whoa, that to me sounds like an opinion. And I don't
Every
know.
time
That's
every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, well, how do you know? Like, did you take a vote and
it
like who
just
did you compare yourself to?
like arguably by whom? The most
Yeah.
popular and recognized pop musical group in the last 30 years? Last 30 years, aren't you putting yourself up against like NSYNC, like Backstreet
Yeah.
Boys, like
Destiny
really?
Child. Well, I don't know if they're
Destiny's
pop.
Child? Well, 30 does 30 years include what am I trying to think of here? Um
A lot of
It
groups were
does.
popular in the early 2000s that were groups. So yeah,
Why am
past 30 years is a stretch.
why am I struggling right now? Don't go chasing waterfalls.
TLC, that's
Yes,
not TLC.
TLC.
It's,
Was that
that one
30
is
years or is that?
TLC.
Yeah, 30 years. That's 30
Yeah,
years.
they would have been in 90s. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you're telling me that you're the most popular?
You're going up against a lot of good
That's
good
a lot.
groups.
That's a lot. That's a whole lot because this is like the generation of like, yes, thank you, chat. Chat is all for the musical nostalgia.
Mhm.
I would and chat. I would not qualify Nirvana. Kestrel, I get the point, but I wouldn't say Nirvana would fit the category that Black Eyed Peas is trying to put themselves in here. Pop musical group. I would say Nirvana would be alternative rock. The boy bands would definitely qualify, though. The Black Eyed Peas have sold millions of albums, and their songs have been played an innumerable number of times around the world. Fair, in various different formats, including terrestrial radio, digital radio, film, and television. Do we really have to qualify terrestrial radio? Like, are we
I
doing
don't even know
extra
what that
terrestrial radio?
is. I didn't know that was a distinction.
Yeah. The Black Eyed Peas have performed thousands of times in front of millions of people around the world and have won 6 Grammy Awards. Sound recording of the Black Eyed Peas' original performance of My Humps was released as a single from the Black Eyed Peas award-winning album Monkey Business in 2005. So is that common? So it was released in 2005, but they didn't obtain the actual official copyright until 2006. Do they often release songs before obtaining copyright for the
I don't know
work?
if it's necessarily often, but basically, as soon as you make something, you own the copyright. That's just registering it. So now it's federally
Putting it on notice.
recognized so that you can get more money if you need to sue somebody.
Okay. So putting them on notice. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh no, hang on. I can't skip this because would new edition qualify? And then you got Boys to
I
Men.
love New Edition. Boys
Boys
to
to Men.
Men early? Well, I don't know exactly because I
They
feel like
would
Boys
be.
to
They
Men is
would
more of my
Boys to Men. No,
mom.
Boys to Men's like 90s.
Oh,
Spice
90s?
Girls, One Direction.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like,
One
yeah, no.
Direction. I don't know
I
if
mean,
they compete with Black Eyed Peas.
I don't think they would with Black Eyed Peas, but
Not One
you've got
Direction.
a lot.
There are a lot of good ones.
Boys to Men would definitely compete.
Yes.
All right.
But then you get to, are they distinguishing like boy bands versus like pop groups? Like,
Excuse me.
where's
They got
the
to,
distinction?
but Bree, they got to set the parameters here. These are their parameters. The most popular and recognized pop musical group in the last 30 years.
Yeah, I think that's a stretch.
That's tough. And Mel's, I see your chat. I think New Kids on the Block might fall just beyond that time period. I don't know though. So by all accounts, My Humps was a major smash hit for the Black Eyed Peas, and their association with the song is very well known by the general public. Yep, that's true. Upon information believed, tens of millions of copies of My Humps have been sold around the world, including millions of copies within the US. Also true. My Humps was a top 10 single on many international sales and airplay charts, was certified gold and platinum by multiple international recording associations, including the United States, and won the Black Eyed Peas a Grammy Award for the best pop performance by a duo or group in 2007. That's the other part. So they're giving all of this. Why are they afraid that this is going to harm their image? If they have this gravitas behind their name, are they undermining the argument that what's being said is harmful to them?
So what I tend to find in these kinds of lawsuits is that they want them to license it from them or get rid of it. And in this situation, I don't think anyone, like adults, would want a song going my poop and associating it with them, and they feel like they're one of the, or they said they're the top musical pop group. So I could see the not wanting the association, but other times I feel like some people just, you need to license it before you can use it. And then you can kind of have a creative direction of which way it goes. They could say no to it. And then if you use it, now they're suing you for copyright. So I feel like it can go two ways or more.
So like making the request puts them on notice that you're gonna do it, which has their antennae up to basically, if they say no, you're already on their radar. Like they know that you want to, and they're going to keep an eye on you for doing it in the future.
Right, exactly. And a lot of these companies that do these derivative works, they think, oh, I can get away with it because it's parody. But when you start selling millions of unicorns, then yes, they're going to come after you. If they were only selling like 10 a year, then probably
Mhm.
no, they probably wouldn't go after them.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Okay. My Hums also reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, the music industry standard recording record chart in the United States for songs published weekly and nationally by Billboard magazine. How pissed was Fergie and Will.i.am to have to say that it was 3 and not number 1? Like that paragraph just that kind of stings, I think. The Billboard record charts are based on physical and digital sales, radio play, and online streaming in the United States. Upon information and belief, My Humps was played millions of times on traditional terrestrial radio stations around the United States. Definitely true. Oftentimes overplayed if you ask anyone with a
Yeah.
common sense. My Humps has been digitally streamed over 1 billion times on popular online digital music services like Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music, all of which are accessible in the US. Performed by the Black Eyed Peas hundreds of times at concerts and other live performances. At all times after the registration of My Humps with the United States Copyright Office, the composition was published and distributed in different formats with a conspicuous copyright notice. They also released a music video. The music video has been viewed billions of times, including over 700 million times on YouTube. How'd you like those views for monetization?
I would love it.
700 million times. Good
Well, it's
Lord.
over a long time though. I mean, but
That's
it still
true.
adds up. And I think that music videos, I think they have lower payouts for monetization.
Yeah, that's true. Best music video in 2006. As a result of the tremendous amount of public performances, sales, and overall popularity and commercial success, defendant clearly has access to My Humps. So basically, they're saying this is where you got it from. You basically had access to get it and steal it and poach it. So
Right.
you were there. So sometime after the composition of My Humps was registered in the United States Copyright Office, a defendant created a product line called Poopsie Slime Surprise. Why? The naming. No one wants a slime surprise.
The kids do. That's why
They-
it's selling.
The product line also included a number of different toys, including but not limited to a dancing unicorn doll, dancing unicorn toy, and a unicorn doll that excretes sparkling slime. Imagine being the lawyer that has to write this paragraph.
Excretes.
Oh my God. In connection with the marketing of Poopsie Slime Surprise product line, defendant also created a song called My Poops, quote, the infringing work, that clearly copies from and is substantially similar to My Humps. Defendant also made a music video from the infringing work featuring animated versions of the dancing unicorn toys singing and dancing to the infringing work. The infringing work, My Poops, was distributed on YouTube website and elsewhere. Defendant also incorporated My Poops into its physical dancing unicorn toys. The dancing unicorn toys start to play and dance to no.
That's what explains why it's so expensive. Because I was like, does it talk? Why is it $170? Because it dances and
I have to read this. The dancing unicorn toys start to play and dance to a copy of My Poops when a heart-shaped belly button on the front of the toy is pressed. So you
That's why
press
they're
the
suing
damn
them.
thing and it sings My Poops.
That's why they're suing them, because usually the cases don't really go forward if it's not commercialized. Like if they're using it for a commercial, or they used it as part of the doll, or they are using it just, to play it online, but they're not actually selling anything, then they probably wouldn't go after them. But since the song is playing while the toy is doing its business, then that's why they're suing them, because they're using it commercially and they're making money off of it.
While the toy is doing its business. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Bree. Thank you for that. We all
Dancing
needed
and doing
that.
the business.
As a key marketing component for its Poopsie Slime Surprise product line, defendant also placed a sticker on the packaging of the dancing unicorn toy, specifically directing consumers to dance to My Poop song and infringing video on YouTube. Defendant has been selling the dancing unicorn toys, incorporating infringing work all over the world, and has received substantial revenue therefrom. They're like, give me some of that. Music, especially a hit song such as My Humps, adds great value when incorporated into a product or used in a video advertisement because it increases consumer recognizability, consumer engagement, and attention to the product. This results in greater consumer recognition of the product, brand, and company, and leads to an increase in sales, revenue, and overall commercial gain. So now you start to see, for those of you who aren't familiar with a lot of the copyright claims, this is why they bring the claim. And this is the value that's added by the original work creator. They create it because, and when it becomes famous, they become popular for it. And by hearing that, it increases recognition, and it actually kind of makes an attribution. It makes you feel like it's attributed to that original work. The infringing work is so substantially similar to My Humps that it is obvious the infringing work was intentionally copied from My Humps and was created to commercially exploit the popularity of and goodwill associated with My Humps and the Black Eyed Peas. I don't know that I would go with that last part here, the goodwill associated with it. I think that it was the popularity they were going after.
I think, yeah, the rhythm of the song, because really who's buying these dolls are not people that grew up on the song My Humps. These are those people's kids that are buying these dolls.
And that's going to be a very interesting argument. I
Mhm.
can see that argument playing out. Like Black Eyed Peas 2006. If this is a potty training device, are they really deriving much benefit? I mean, the parents are the consumers, yes.
Mhm.
So for the parents, they'll understand the words of the language. But the market or the audience is the kids. This is a cool case.
Yeah, I think they have some cool arguments because they're
Huh.
not competing in the same marketplace.
They're
I mean,
not.
it's music. Yes, they're competing via music, but not in the same marketplace. They're not playing My Poops at the club. They might play My Humps at the club, but they're
They
not.
better not play. Oh my God. Oh my God. I hope they're not.
I feel like they would because I went skating with my sister like a couple of weeks ago for her a birthday. And they were playing like this little kid song that was like something about my fishy, my fishy. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I would
I
not be surprised.
You say that, but listen back to the songs we sang as kids. And just
Mhm.
yeah. Bree, would you mind reading a little bit here? I have to run off screen for a second. Let me see.
Okay, where are we at?
Paragraph
Number.
52, right there.
All right, 52. Defendant's copying of My Humps is illegal because a substantial similarity exists between the infringing work and the protectable elements of My Humps. First, the title of the infringing works is My Poop, which is an obvious play on the name of the copyrighted composition My Humps. I think that is a good point to make. Second, the infringing work has a number of obvious substantial similarities to the protectable elements of the musical composition and lyrics of My Humps, including its melody, counter melody, bass line, rhyme scheme, lyrics, lyrical references, tempo, drum patterns and percussions, chord progressions, signature phrasing, cadence, and key. I think Rob might want to be in on this part because it goes a lot. Oh, did you
Yeah.
hear everything?
So I did. I heard you because I've got you on Bluetooth.
Okay.
So the melody, maybe, arguable.
I would say melody. I would say melody for sure.
Yeah. Counter melody, what, the backtrack, the bass line and the rhythm scheme. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Lyrics. Yeah. Lyrical references, maybe not. Tempo, yes and no.
In some parts, I would
In
say.
some parts. Drum
Mhm.
patterns and percussion.
That's too technical for me.
I think that's technical. I don't know that you're going to get there. Chord progression, I don't think so. Signature phrasing, cadence, and key. These are all debatable points.
And melody alone is not enough.
Yeah. Now, they had to make this argument because they couldn't actually go and say that they copied. They actually used the underlying track
Right, because they didn't.
because they didn't. Because you heard that right off the bat. You can tell it's not.
Hmm.
It's not the Black Eyed Peas song. So, and again, they're conceding that there was alteration,
Yeah.
and they're saying they're similar enough that it should still be protected. And that's the question. That's a really interesting question. So defendant's copying of all these protectable elements of my humps constitutes copyright infringement. I don't know.
I feel like it's leaning more towards parody for me.
It is. I thought when I first saw the lawsuit,
Hmm.
I thought it was a pretty good lawsuit before I listened to the song and before I looked at the toy. And now for me, it's looking a little bit stronger for Poopsie the Dancing Unicorn.
Can you imagine sitting through a trial
dude,
talking
can
about
I?
Poopsie?
Like, can I? Yes, I can imagine. Absolutely.
Talking about Poopsie?
Sitting through the trial, yes. Being a lawyer in the trial, no. But sitting through
Poopsie
and
and
watching
humps.
it, absolutely.
That's what they're going to be talking about, Poopsie and humps.
Yep.
I don't know if I can take that seriously.
Yep. And you know that one of the exhibits is going to be the damn toy.
They're going to have it all out.
There's going to be a demonstration.
It's going to be dancing on the countertop.
There's going to be an argument made. I mean, there's going to be an argument made that it's beneficial to the growth of children, that it teaches them potty training.
Mm-hmm.
This is nope. Side note, I take that back. I very, very, very much want to be the lawyer for Poopsie the Dancing Unicorn. I feel like I can make this argument.
Are you going to put all the kids onto the stand as witnesses?
There's an entire TV channel that plays TikTok music. I wouldn't be surprised if I think that this is, I would love to try this case. I would hate to be the attorney representing Black Eyed Peas and BMG.
Yeah.
This is becoming more difficult the more we read. It might also be a lawsuit that's intended to seek a settlement. I don't know. But if I'm the creator of Poopsie, I'm not inclined to settle at this point.
And that's probably why they didn't stop selling the toy.
Uh-huh. Because that's still out there. That's on Amazon. That's out there for the world to see.
And they're not like selling albums. Well, I hope they're not selling Poopsie albums, but they're selling a doll.
You know what though? That would be the best troll. Like if that company doubles down and they're like, we're now releasing an album, and they make a couple other parody songs. Oh, that corporate marketing, man. If you guys want to lean into this, release an album and take all of their songs and make parody versions, and just rope in a couple other artists also represented by BMG. That's the key. Rope in a couple other artists that are repped by BMG and make some songs that are derivative works and double down. I think that's a great idea.
And so they have to pay up for it, but I guess we're leaning more towards they're not going to have to pay up for it.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's say that they're asking for a jury trial, which I don't know if they do. We're not there yet. I feel like a jury is going to lean against the company and more in favor of the creator.
Yeah, because they're the 4 prongs that they have to prove. I don't think they'll be able to prove all of them.
What are the 4 prongs again?
I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm about to pull it up.
Good. I'll keep reading while you do that. Defendant's intent to copy My Humps is further evidenced by the fact that it chose a lead vocalist to sing the infringing work who sounds very similar to the Black Eyed Peas member professionally known as Fergie. False. False. You're telling me that Poopsie Dancing Unicorn sounded similar to Fergie? Now, granted, I heard Fergie sing the national anthem. No shade. She sounded great a long time ago. But more recently, when she tried singing the national anthem, it did not go the way that people expected it to go. But I feel like we need to add someone else to the trauma that we are inflicting on all of the viewers. And that would be a Canadian named Ian Runkle.
How are you doing?
We're doing fantastic. Do you have any idea what we're covering yet?
I'm guessing it's the My Humps lawsuit.
It's fantastic, Ian.
Is it? Because, yeah, I'm just wondering.
I don't know that I would say, we're going to say fantastic because I'm going to show you the dancing unicorn. Oh my gosh. The second I type in Poopsie, it just pops right up. So let's see. Make sure we've got this. Because the dancing unicorn, it sings my humps or my poops. The unicorn poops in a bowl. It's made to.
Is there 2 unicorns in one bowl?
I don't know, Ian.
Oh.
That was bad.
Show it to him. Do you still have it pulled up?
I am. I'm showing it to him. Give me 1 second.
The doll. And I also have the 4 factors if you want to talk about that.
Talk about the 4 factors. I'm gonna traumatize Ian for a second.
Okay, 4 factors of determining fair use. So it's not actually the copyright factors. I'm thinking more fair use, which is a defense. So 1 is the purpose and character of your use. They're both using music. This is kind of what we talked about earlier. They're both using music, but 1 is to encourage pooping, and the other one is to, have people dancing. They also talk
And really,
about
the 2 things should not happen at the same time.
No,
it dances and poops at the same time.
People
the
should.
doll does, but it shouldn't.
It does all 3. The next one is the nature of the copyrighted work. I can't remember exactly what elements go to that one right now. The amount and substantiality of the portion taken, which the song is about 2 minutes long, Rob?
Minute 42 seconds of torture. I'm not playing that again.
Okay.
Aw, I just got
But
here.
it
I
uses
missed
the
the.
hook.
Ian, you can look it up. It's bad.
It uses a substantial part of the hook, in my opinion. So that one, Black Eyed Peas can probably win. And then the other one is the effect of the use upon the potential market. And that's where I said, okay, these are selling to little kids versus selling to adults that probably grew up on the song. So I think out of all 3 of those, I would say maybe 2, not 3, I'm sorry. All 4, I'm saying maybe 2 of them Black Eyed Peas can win on.
Chat is being rude right now. They really want me to play at least part of it. I think we might have to just to. All right.
I mean, I just got here, so
It's gonna be an abbreviated version, guys. All right, now that we've heard some of the lawsuit, I actually want you guys to apply some of the factors. Because this is the thing. We've walked through the lawsuit. You've heard some of the arguments. Tell me if the lyrics make sense and sound back to the Black Eyed Peas. Tell me if the what would you say, the melody is in line, that the bass track, that the drums and percussion are in line. So listen, actually listen, and tell me also if the lead singer, the lead unicorn, sounds like Fergie.
you seem to think I'm some sort of Black Eyed Peas expert here.
No, I'm asking the chat. I know that you're not, but I'm
Well,
asking.
they're the most popular. You should know, Ian, because they're the most popular pop group in the last 30 years.
Are they?
That's what they wrote. No, that's what they wrote in the complaint.
I mean, they might be the most popular legume themed pop group in the last 30 years. I could believe that.
Well, Elf Leggings, I'm not going to play My Humps. That is a guaranteed copyright hit. This one is questionable, but I'm analyzing the lawsuit, so I don't really care about fighting that one off. If I play My Humps, that's going to get where you're just going to have to play it or imagine in your head.
Alright, poopsie slime surprise. My poops, my poops, my poops. What you gonna do with all that poop? All that poop? Yeah, woo, woo, woo. I'm a poop, 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 poop. Oh yeah, gotta get loopy off my poopy. My poop, my poop. That's right. My poop, my poop, my poop. Check it out. I drive my parents crazy. The poop I need every day. She started Bart Jacobs swag. Got my poop designer bag. Even Pooey puts on, hey Louie, I'm the cool one. 'Cause if you want the real thing, you be spending those big bucks. But when you rock a poopsie, you just be pooping it all up. We munch on my poopitos, poop and slime till who knows. Poopsie slime surprise. My poops, my poops, my poop. They got me wearing glitter. We could end up on Twitter, but we can keep on playing. 'Cause poop on is all I'm saying. What you gonna do with all that poop? All that poop? Yeah. Woo, woo. Hey, let's start some drama. I got nasty poop and lava. So push me up or up. Just let me poop into my bowl. Poopsie slime surprise. My poops, my poops, my poop. Check it out. They say my poop's so shiny. My glitter slimy bestie.
Can I stop it yet?
Sparkly poop around. My poops, my poops, my poops. My sparkly glitter poop. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with all that poop? All that poop. Whoop, whoop. I'm a poop, 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 poop a ton. Poopsie, that's the 411. Poopsie.
You realize I'm going to clip this, and now every time Glitterblade summons his unicorn,
I hate you. I hate
I'm gonna put that on my
Oh
stream
my
deck.
god. Oh my god. It is.
I missed the beginning part earlier, so
I don't miss any of that. I don't. Why am I?
I think they use a lot of the lyrics though.
They
And
do.
Ask
They
me
do.
why,
And
because I probably know that song word by word, but they use a lot of the lyrics.
Why are you
They
admitting
do.
that in public?
Hey,
I-
I grew up on the song. Not the
but
poop
Ian-
song of the Black Eyed Peas song.
one of the critical elements that we learned was that when you press the belly button of the doll, it sings the song and dances.
And did you notice how they zoomed in on the belly button?
I didn't need to, but yes, I did. Like there are things that just in the brain that I can't get. It was.
Well, that exists.
It does.
Is there a way to maybe like apply fire to it until it doesn't?
I don't know. They sell it for $142.
Like the song or what?
The little doll that they sell
And the doll sings the song.
Huh.
and poops in a bowl. Like a
With
toilet bowl.
slime. Mhm.
Slime.
Well-
like it poops slime into the toilet bowl.
I'm really glad I'm not a parent because that would drive me to violence.
Yep. I thought we were close. We were close to having Ian speechless. We were very close.
I mean, not speechless, just angry.
Yeah.
There's a difference between those two things.
It just oh god. Okay, so defendant's intent to copy Mr. My Humps is further evidenced by the fact that it chose a lead vocalist to sing the infringing work who sounds very similar to the Black Eyed Peas member professionally known as Fergie.
You know what?
I'm
If
sorry,
I was
Fergie.
them, I would not put that into a filing.
I wouldn't either. Like I'm
I
sorry,
would not-
Fergie. Like
I would not be like, I would say something more like, defendant's song is an affront to man and God. And,
I just
yeah. And not compare it directly to my work because that, yeah. I mean,
and hearing that song for the second time and rereading this paragraph, like, I'm sorry, Fergie, your attorneys did you dirty. Because
oh, so dirty.
that's really bad. Like they could have said like any number of things, like they attempted to find someone who would possibly sound like Fergie but could never blah blah blah. No, they said sounds very similar to Fergie. They did. Use similar.
Yeah, if
similar
I was
delivery.
Fergie, I'd be looking to
I'd
sue.
be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Like I'd be sitting there going, say that outside of a courtroom where I can sue you, motherfuckers. And I will come after
Yeah,
you.
this is
Like, say that
wow.
anywhere where you don't have absolute privilege, and I will be,
Oh my God.
you know.
I just, oh. At no time herein did BMG or anyone else grant defendant valid license to use, copy, distribute, or otherwise make derivative work from or exploit the musical composition My Humps. The
Why would
infringing
they?
work.
Why wouldn't they grant a license for this?
Oh,
You probably didn't ask.
do you want those? Do you want those alphabetically, chronologically, numerically? How do we want those? God. The infringing work was a key component of the defendant's marketing campaign for the entire Poopsie Slimes product line, as you can tell by the fact that thing sings the song. Someone made a comment. You saying you give a poopy representation, shitty representation. Yeah, there's so much innuendo here. You can't get away from it. The Poopsie Slime product line has generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue. That makes sense based on what they're charging. Dude,
they're selling a lot.
Everywhere.
Who's buying this?
I don't
Kids.
know.
Parents for kids. It helps them potty train. Apparently, there's a flamingo too that helps you go to the bathroom.
Good for
How does
parents.
this help?
God bless you, parents. I don't know.
I'm not a
Here's
parent either.
If my parents were playing this whenever I went to the bathroom successfully, I would never go to the bathroom again. I would die of internal rupture.
That's you. That's fair. But here's the thing. I feel really bad for parents these days because kids have access to YouTube and kids have access to social media. And you know what? There are other parents out there that exploit the hell out of that because they take their kid and they have their kid play with toys on YouTube or on these channels to drive sales. You know how much freaking money these families bring in exploiting their kids to play with toys to like market on behalf of other parents or
I
behalf
know
of these toy companies.
I
there
always
are entire
describe
sections in like Target, like Ryan's World sections and stuff like that.
Wow, I didn't know that. But he's
I
like
mean,
one of the richest YouTubers.
I always have, told my wife like, hey, the sort of line I use for if my channel takes off tremendously is if I'm ever kid opening boxes of, kid opening toys money, then here's what we'll do. I'm not there yet.
It's the ones Ryan's toy. Yeah, Ryan's Toys makes millions. There's other ones too. It really is pretty bad. Now I want to make a distinction. Cracking the box, Corey, he's opening things that people have shared with him out of the goodness of their heart. That's not, he's not selling things. The selling things it's like the Ryan's World really kind of bothers me.
Well, yeah, because those ones are sponsored. So the company's paying them, and then he's probably getting a commission off the affiliate sales, which is crazy. I don't know how old he is now, but he makes a lot of money for a little kid.
Last year, so pooping toys and be on the must-have list every Christmas and are impossible to find. Last year was a pooping flamingo. Poop sell to kids, song sells to adults who actually purchase these stupid things. Yeah, you guys, these are good points. They're good points. And this is exactly what this company thought of when they marketed it this way. Okay. Upon discovering defendant's unauthorized use of My Humps, BMG contacted the defendant, demanded the defendant cease and desist its uses of the infringing work and make an accounting to BMG. See that second part. It's that second part. If you come in with a cease and desist threat and you said, cease and desist, stop doing it, I think you might possibly be a little bit more successful than the second part. Tell me how much money you've made and give me that money. Once you do that, the company's going to get their back up. They're going to be like, no, I might consider stopping using it, but I'm not doing an accounting of what I made off of it. No.
That's an aggressive position to take for copyright infringement, trademark infringement. It's usually stop. And if you don't, then I'm going to sue you versus stop. Yep. But by the way, how much are you making? Give me something like that.
Disgorgement of profits is an available remedy.
It is. But when you're trying to come off as the reasonable person here, like this part, cease and desist. Good. You sound reasonable. Make an accounting. You might have just made yourselves to a potential juror look like an asshole.
I don't know about that.
It's possible. I don't know.
I
It's
mean, I
possible.
suspect that part of what is not great to a potential juror is we're going after a toy company, especially if one of them happened to use this toy company to teach their kid to poop.
That's another part. Because if you're doing this trial, and whether it's the stupid pooping unicorn, or it's the pooping flamingo, or one of these other toys, voir dire is going to be real interesting. Shit, this entire trial is going to be interesting if this thing goes forward. Like, imagine those questions in voir dire. Are you a parent? Did you ever buy a toy that helped assist your child in learning how to poop? Did it sing songs that were well known to you as the parent? So, despite being put on notice of BMG's rights and the demand to cease and desist all uses of the infringing work and provide an accounting, defendant refused to do so. Defendant ignored BMG's request and continues its infringing activity, including but not limited to the sale of toys incorporating copies of the infringing work and the public performance of the infringing video. Then we've got the basic causes of action that are laid out in the lawsuit. You've got essentially copyright infringement. Make sure I've got this other one. Hang on. Gotta slow down the chat 1 second. Copyright infringement arises under 17 USC 501. The composition of my humps constitutes an original work. Fair. Duly registered. Yep. At all times relevant. BMG controls and the beneficial owner of 75%. Yes. Now, if you're a minority owner, of a copyrighted work, can you still bring suit?
I suspect so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because you're still an owner.
Yeah,
You probably wouldn't get the full. Yeah, you probably wouldn't get the full payout, but
I think there's circumstances where a licensee can bring a suit as well.
Yeah, I guess
so. I don't think you even need to own.
They're injured too by the derivative injury to the primary work. Okay. Due to the extensive sales, radio play, streaming, and public performance of My Humps and its music video, defendants had access to My Humps. Defendant has actually copied My Humps when it created the infringing work. The copying is illegal because it is a substantial similarity exists between the infringing work and the protectable elements of My Humps. The title of the infringing works is My Poops, which is an obvious play on the name of the copyrighted composition My Humps. The infringing work has a number of obvious and substantial similarities to the protectable elements of the musical composition and lyrics of My Humps, including its melody, counter melody, bass line, rhythm scheme, lyrics, lyrical references, tempo, drum patterns and percussion, chord progression, signature phrasing, cadence, and key. Defendant's willful copying of these protectable interests violated BMG's rights under 17 USC section 106 and constitutes copyright infringement under same title, section 501. The infringing work is so substantially similar to My Humps that it is obvious the infringing work was intentionally copied from My Humps and was written to commercially, I think it should have been commercially exploit the popularity of and goodwill associated with My Humps and the Black Eyed Peas in order to sell more of the Poopsie Slime product.
Or it's written as a parody.
That is, I think, gonna be the counter argument here.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it wasn't.
And I think that
I would
counter
be
argument has some good merit. So yeah, so that's the lawsuit. Basically summarizing, make sure I'm not seeing anything else that we haven't already gone over, because all this is just repeating. This is just repeating the allegations that were above. Prayer for relief. Let's see what they're suing for. So they're saying, oh crap. Okay. BMG is entitled to an injunction restraining the defendant and any of its officers, directors, agents, employees, representatives, and all persons acting in concert with it from further engaging in such acts of copyright infringement. Stop using my song. Pursuant to 17 USC section 504, BMG is entitled to recover from defendant its actual damages, not readily ascertainable, but believed to be in excess of $10 million, suffered as a result of defendant's acts of copyright infringement. Alternatively, they're entitled to elect to recover from defendant's statutory damages in the amount of up to $150,000. And I guess this code section 505 allows them to recover attorney's fees when they prevail. So $10 million lawsuit for my poops. My poops is worth 10 million. My poops is worth 10 million.
Imagine if they actually sold 10 million worth of those
I don't know.
little dollies.
I don't know. And they demand a jury trial.
Man, if somebody made $10 million selling those things, what the am I doing with my life?
It is a question. It is a question, and it makes us confused. So yeah, let me catch up on some of these super chats and we'll get moving, and there's gonna be some questions in here too. That Sarah was listening while outside breaking my new chainsaw. Yes, Ian, thank you for the curse word. During this brief break from the rain, atmospheric river storms NorCal, now covered in mud and having a wine to celebrate. Yay, new power tools. New power tools are always fun. Freya Petrulis, thank you very much. Any thoughts on the Zachariah Anderson case? I haven't reviewed that. I know that's the only thing I saw was the cellmate testified, which was interesting. So jail snitches I don't really trust them ever. Mav, please note the unicorns are in diapers. That may provide context. Mav, thank you. It provided context. It was disturbing context. Equality. Thank you. My daughter asked for poopsies for Christmas a couple of years ago. I refused to get them. I often wonder if toy makers do hardcore drugs. That's a fair question. Stephanie, thank you. This isn't for small kids that are potty training because it is to make slime, which is not for the little kids under like maybe 10. I don't know what this is for. They have a market they want though. EMS Maurice, Jack Spaniels. Yep, that's the name of the company that's being sued by Jack Daniels. Rua, thank you. In the 1990s, Sony Music tried to sue individuals for ripping music off LimeWire. I believe they settled. They did. That lawsuit was famous. Lumber Lady, thank you. Best pop group really depends on your generation. I agree. Canonical Heat, thank you very much. Tip for woodworking toys. Keep on creating, Rob. Thank you very much, Canonical Heat. That's awesome. Thank you. Melologic, my humps is crass poetry too. No, it is. They're both inappropriate. So yeah, which one's more inappropriate? I don't know. Sarah Crockett, they had trouble with Let's Get It Started. Oh, God. The original lyrics being greatly inappropriate and offensive to an entire population of people. Yes, that I can see that Black Eyed Peas would have a problem. I also, when I read that first, I thought that you were referring to the toy company when they were trying to make a thing like let's get it started in here. Like let's get it going.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. Ryan Man YYC. Hey, Mr. Milne. Love the new children's book. We just need to tone it down a little. That's called Winnie the Pooh. That's it. Yep. Carol's dark sarcasm. I immediately recognize the musical reference. Isn't that the bottom line? Kind of. There's the gut feel test, which is pretty much there.
And you can't copyright a title either. So
yeah. The real Sarah. Hey Rob, did you get your tie? Yes, it's beautiful. I sent you a message directly. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Then why aren't you wearing it?
It's honestly, Ian. No, did you see my shirt?
You still got to put on the tie.
I will put on. No, the unicorn tie is great. They're really cool. That's a special tie. Spooky Little Gnome. This makes me think of Ice Ice Baby versus Under Pressure. The music was so similar except one note. LOL, y'all know this one, right? I'm not that old, am I? Yes, I do. The Ice Ice Baby.
And you are that old.
Yeah, I remember that one. I do. Joshua maybe used in a children's movie or series. Be interesting. BL, isn't this kind of Streisand effect? I wouldn't know about this if not for the lawsuit. That's the other part of this. You are BMG Music going after a small smallish toy creator, and you're gonna put them right on the front page. I mean, hell, we pulled it up. Jane Brown, Fergie, no. Spice Girls, yes. You know, saying you're the best of the last 30 years is that's a position to take. Caitlin Moore came in just in time for my poops. Happy birthday to me. Caitlin Moore, happy birthday. I don't know that was the birthday gift you wanted or planned for, but it's the one you got. Happy birthday. Mary Coppola, thank you so much. Doll is 15 inches by 8 inches by 12 inches. Holy crap, that's a big doll. I did not mean to say holy crap. I don't think before I talk sometimes. I think I do very good at thinking through like controversial subject matter before I talk about it. But when I'm just reading comments, I don't think ahead of time. I need to do better at that. Lula, I just gave my kid a piece of chocolate when he pooped. These parents are doing too much. I agree. Lindsay, imagine being
Is chocolate really the right thing to give them?
You give them something. You give them a treat. You give them a treat.
But chocolate?
I don't. They're kids. They have no understanding. They don't get it. I think the only thing I would be concerned about.
Kids can make that joke.
I know, but the only thing I would be concerned about is you ever see parents do the poop or chocolate game? It's not really a game. It's kind of like the kid comes over and their hand is covered in something. Is it poop or chocolate?
That is the worst game on the planet.
It is. It is. It is. Parents of small kids know the game. They do. Lindsay, imagine being the session singer that got hired to record that. It would be fantastic. Jane Brown, didn't REM do Everybody Poops? I don't remember. Did they do a parody of their own song? Or a parody Everybody Poops instead of Everybody Hurts? I don't know.
I don't know.
Stephanie, age group is 6 to 10. This is not potty training. That's fair. That's fair. I can see them arguing that even though it's aged that way, that it's still a tool that's used by parents because it's not really what they're marketing to, but actual use is something that's a factor that gets considered as well.
Right. It's for kids. It's not, we're not taking this to the office party.
Yep. So Samantha Steinis, thank you. Not thrilled about having this song stuck in my head. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at the same time. Baby Gator, thank you. With my niece, when my nieces were little, potty Elmo was a thing. See, that's potty training tutorial. I have such sites to show you. Thank you. Great news. You can get 59 at Walmart. Okay. I don't want to spend money on Poopsie though. Samantha Steinis, vote to put on the unicorn tie and the unicorn.
You hear that, people? Rob doesn't want to spend money on Poopsie, but you can send him one.
I don't like this. Ian, I already said if that comes to my house, it is not staying in my house. It is going to one of my friends, and it's going to torture them. Yep. And whichever friend it goes to, nobody knows. Bree could get it. Ian could get it. My neighbor could get it. My other friends could get it. We're not gonna. Yeah. So don't.
We can get it right here.
You need to send it to Kurt without any warning or indication.
Just no warning. No, that's I can't do. That's rude.
He just opens it up and it's like, what the poop?
What the
The stress.
I read the article and I looked at like the first 5 seconds of the video. I was like, this is a really interesting case. Now, I'm not saying I regret it.
But you regret it.
I don't know. I'm conflicted because it is an interesting case. It's an interesting case. It is. So I'd be very curious. Samantha Steinis, maybe in a little bit. But yeah, maybe in a little bit. Because the unicorn ties and the truck, I'd have to go get it. Jane Brown, I meant it sounded like Spice Girls, not Fergie singing. Fair. Understood. That makes sense. That's Sarah. MFer, manufacturer. I read that MFer. Manufacturer, which is how that is supposed to be read, recommended.
No, you were right the first time.
MFer. If that toy is for potty training, the parents have bigger problems. Correct. I think they would. But I also think that it can be used, despite the recommendations, for younger than that. Kelsey Nicole, I give my kids gummy Krabby Patties for going potty. It's good motivation. See, parents come up with tricks. Andy, the game maker. Oh God, I don't know if I want to. Rob, I recently was arrested for stealing a complete set of encyclopedias. As they attempted to arrest me, I said, "Wait, I can explain everything." That is
That's
the
actually
type of
kind of good.
humor. That's the
That's
type of humor we need.
That's actually kinda good.
This right here, this is the idea. Liddy,
You need to stir some glitter into the poops before you do that.
Liddy, brilliant. You don't have to stir glitter into the poops. The poops are glittered.
Oh, that's even worse.
This is a fantastic idea. Oh, and we can set, oh my gosh, you guys, these are brilliant. I think Emily and Nick, without any explanation, would love Poopsie the Dancing Unicorn.
The chat has a better suggestion. Send it to Good Logic. No explanation. Joe. No explanation whatsoever.
Oh, the trauma. This is fantastic. These are
Also,
great ideas. What are you drinking?
Not 2 shots.
What is that?
What is that? My chat called me crazy last night. Or they didn't
Pickleback.
call me crazy. Okay.
Oh, pickleback. Yeah, pickleback.
Okay.
I can't
Also, I
send
found
it to Rick
this.
because Rick knows I'm covering it. You found a knife. Surprise. You have knives everywhere. I hear
Well,
you.
it's
clicking them all
also
the time.
an experimental sheath I was making.
Oh, very cool. I like
It's a
that.
weird design. It's not a good design.
Oh no, Nicholas. Speaking of brown stuff, Ian, tell Rob what black soup is. What is black soup?
It's basically a soup that's apparently made with, all the parts of the goose that you wouldn't normally be a fan of, like the wings, the neck, the gizzard.
Nope. The neurodivergent counselor, thank you very much. This makes me think of the time a kindergartner pooped herself, stuck her hand in her pants, grabbed out a mushy poop, and then tried to hand it to her teacher. Her poor teacher was traumatized, and that was an interesting call.
Like the
This-
one time, as if this has only happened once in history.
And that's what I'm saying. This is not every parent, every person who's raised a kid in the chats is going, that's nothing. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That is nothing. Like
Unless the kid's throwing it.
the blowing the back out, like the blowing out the back end of the diaper, that happens like to every child at some point in their life. And that's not a surprise. Yep. Yep. Kids are monsters. They're lovely, but they're monsters. Yes, Emily already knows about the lawsuit, so I can't really surprise him. So does Rick.
I saw someone
Nick
say
and-
Mike.
Mike. Ooh, Mike would be very confused.
Has Mike been on the stream yet?
Nope.
No.
Oh, because we got to congratulate that guy.
That's true. Mike would be very confused. Here for years, what's the true definition of bravery? Chancing a fart when you have diarrhea.
That's
that
not
is-
bravery. That's just foolishness.
That's foolishness. I mean, just don't do it. Trufflehound, you guys are being too serious. I heard music coming out of my printer the other day. I went to check it out. Turns out it was just jamming.
That's funny.
He was waiting for that one. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was good. Samantha Sinus, thank you. We used to live near a park as a kid, and my sister would bring goose shit to my dad and say, "Look what I found. Please don't read this." I read that like too late.
You put it at the end and not the beginning.
It's to put at the beginning. Samantha, it has to go at the beginning.
LOL at the end.
Oh, you can't do that. Oh, that's terrible. Oh,
Did
my
you guys
God.
have the show You Can't Do That on Television where you are?
No,
I don't think so.
Oh, it was famous for its slime.
oh my God. I can't. My brain right now. I did not see that lawsuit going in that direction. And the funny thing is, the next one that I want to cover. Well, you know what? We're gonna do like a brief side venture. So Sam Bankman-Fried, one of our favorite internet criminals, and I don't mean to say that like this. No,
I love that description.
he really, this guy is so Bree, you weren't on. You didn't catch when I talked about it last. So he had a lot of restrictions placed on his bond and was restricted and couldn't do a whole lot of stuff. And then he ends up contacting some of the potential witnesses via Signal, which is an encrypted application for messaging, and was trying to say, hey, let's get on the same page. Well, that's kind of not supposed to do that. Not really good. So the government said, no, we need to restrict his access to Signal. And while that is pending, so after the government said we need to
Honestly, I would have
modify-
restricted his access to sunlight at that point, but
they tried to. Oh no, I'm being reminded I have to swoop. Damn it. I'm sorry. I have to swoop. Swooping.
swoop.
We have swooped. Okay. So
That
he
wasn't a swoop.
context.
What is
That was
on
a
the
swoop.
unicorn?
I didn't see a swoop.
A
Yo.
cat?
It's a cat. It's Hardy the cat on top of a unicorn. Because life is confusing. Yes, Hardy the cat right there from Lawyers and Dragons. So, anyways, Sam Bankman-Fried is restricted. He contacts individuals that are potential witnesses and says, let's get on the same page. So the government gets pissed, understandably so. And they say, let's restrict his access to any communication and devices, which why they didn't do that in the first place, I don't know. The allegations are that he potentially might have assisted in hacking into FTX to move money out of the company before they filed bankruptcy. Those are some of the allegations. So they go back to court and try to modify the bond conditions. And in the process of seeking modification, while this is pending, Sam Bankman-Fried on the Super Bowl Sunday decides that he really, really, really wants to watch the Super Bowl and watch Riri's halftime performance from his NFL Game Pass, but that's located in the Bahamas. So he accesses a VPN, or this is his explanation for accessing a VPN, a virtual private network, that doesn't allow the government to really track his internet activity during the Super Bowl and a couple other times. So the government's
can't
like,
wait.
yeah,
I just can't wait for when Hitman, like the Hitman franchise, does a very thinly veiled version of Sam Bankman-Fried, because then you'll get to drown him in a toilet, and that'll be really satisfying.
it is really interesting. So, the government then files another motion to modify the bond conditions. Now, at this point in time, the judge is starting to be skeptical. Judge Kaplan, he's been pretty good in the Southern District of New York. They seek to modify the bond conditions, and today they had a hearing on the bond conditions and whether they would be modified. And essentially, the judge imposed training wheels. The judge says, Mr. Bankman-Fried, we're going to allow you to access only a certain number of websites. You can access a Google Drive folder set up by your attorneys. You can access essentially communications with your attorneys, a Gmail account that's set up for your attorney's communication. And so the restrictions are now to the point where Mr. Bankman-Fried,
He's got to send them a list of all the porn sites he wants to visit.
he can't. I don't think he can. That's part of the thing. He's sitting here going, he can't go on the interwebs to do anything. The judge is like, you keep messing around, you're going to get to the find out part. The problem is the court keeps handling him with kid gloves. Like,
Oh, I
he's
mean, I'd
in
be
his
handling
parents' basement.
him with a kid hammer right now.
I don't understand. What is he going to have to do for you to just pull the bond? Like, just pull it. Just make him spend a day for doing some stupid shit.
I'm thinking that'd be hilarious. Also, do we have Mike in the chat? Mike, why are you in the chat and why are you not in the stream?
He has a link.
Get in my
He has a
stream.
link. He's just distracted. It's in his DMs. But yeah. So essentially, his attorneys are allowed. Here we go. I'll pull up the letter that was filed today, or letter was filed 2 days ago, and we'll walk through it pretty briefly. It's not going to take long. I told you this is kind of the interlude before we get to the angry cat, grumpy cat. Yeah. So these are his attorneys, Sam Bankman-Fried. They write this letter. They file this letter with the court. Judge Kaplan, on behalf of our client, Sam Bankman-Fried, we respectfully submit this letter in advance of the conference on March 10th, today's date, to raise certain issues related to Mr. Bankman-Fried's bail conditions, Mr. Bankman-Fried's access to FTX transactional database, and the motions schedule and the status of discovery that we would like to discuss with the court at the upcoming conference. Bail conditions. The government submitted a letter to the court on March 3rd outlining the parties' joint proposal for modifications to Mr. Bankman-Fried's bail conditions. Included in that letter was a list of approved websites that Mr. Bankman-Fried may access. I wonder if some of the websites Ian referred to was in that list. I don't know. The defense inadvertently
Please publish the
omitted-
list. Oh my God, please publish the list.
The defense
If it's
inadvertently
got his
omitted-
blue, if it's got his blue sites on it,
No.
oh my God, please publish that.
The defense inadvertently omitted from that list Cohen and Gresser's share file website. How do you forget among the list, among the file, like the websites that you want your client to access? How do you forget the one site where he can go and access the materials that are being gathered in discovery? Which we use to share documents with our client. Accordingly, we respectfully request that they add that to the list of approved sites. The government has no objection. Good. Access to FTX transactional database. As part of the criminal discovery, the plaintiffs parties have worked extensively with counsel for the FTX debtors to provide Mr. Bankman-Fried with access to the FTX transactional database in a secure manner with several layers of monitoring capabilities to satisfy the concerns of the debtors. In the bankruptcy case, they're afraid they're just going to move shit. That process has taken several weeks. Per the security protocols required by the debtors, Mr. Bankman-Fried may only access the database via a secure internet connection using a VPN on a dedicated laptop. The defense has built a custom laptop with security protocols required by FTX and has been ready to send to Mr. Bankman-Fried for some time. However, the current bail conditions prohibit him from using a VPN. So they had to build this guy an actual laptop for the express purpose so he can actually look at the materials that are being used in this case. That's how messy this is.
Yeah, but how would they even test it to show that he can't do other things with
I don't
it?
know. I
They
don't
just have to
know.
promise?
That's part of my question. Like, and that the judge expressed some concern today. So Inner City Press has been reporting from inside the courtroom on these cases or on the case. And he's been great at providing content. He honestly, I would say that he follows a lot of the whistleblower cases. And Inner City Reporting was basically saying that the judge was extremely skeptical here, kind of saying there's not a whole lot I can do to monitor. Like, we can impose these conditions, but how do we know they're going to be followed? And kind of looked at Mr. Bankman-Fried and kind of acknowledged, I think for the first time in this litigation, that this tether that he is on is getting shorter and shorter by the day.
I mean,
like we're getting to the end of that F around and find out rope. And
I would have been, if I was the judge, I would have been like, you are all the way into find out mode.
I think the judge is just about there. I don't know for sure. So we'll have to see. Because the thing is that judges are weird. Judges can get really loud and aggressive, and then at the end of the day, they're not going to do what they're threatening to do. Or they can sit there quietly and say, your client has had a number of opportunities, and then all of a sudden revoke bond. And then you're screwed. So I don't know what this judge is going to do. But right now, the judge is basically saying, I have kind of lost faith in Mr. Bankman-Fried here. We're going to try this out. And if this doesn't work, well, then we're going to pull.
Murder.
We're going to revoke. We're going to revoke the bond. So, yeah. So he has dedicated computers so he can access discovery. That's apparently the limitations imposed. Regarding the scheduling, now this part was interesting. So originally it was reported that the case was likely to be continued from October. However, after today's pretrial conference or today's updated hearing date, the judge was kind of like, nah, we can still do this. And all the attorneys were saying, well, if we have the dates, maybe. And the judge says, no, we can still do this. So this is still set to go in October. And people have been asking, isn't he going to plead out? I don't think so. The government is doing a very good job of lining up all of their ducks in a row. They have Nishad Singh pled guilty today, so he pled out. So he's now a cooperating witness that's already pled. And you've got Caroline Ellison, and why am I forgetting their name? Caroline Ellison, and the third participant, who have already pled as well and are cooperating. So they have literally 3 people pointing the finger, and Mr. Bankman-Fried is the last one that's in it. And I think that's gonna make this it's gonna streamline the hell out of the case. So
Pull his finger.
yeah, see what happens. Now the only other thing is that the freaking courtroom artist keeps doing Mr. Bankman-Fried dirty.
No, they keep doing him fairly.
Let me see if I can pull up an image that they keep referring to. Courtroom sketch. These are great. Oh, this is such a good one.
Do you think he deserves better than this, though, is the question.
I don't know. The one that keeps circulating is that one. Just like that's.
I mean, it actually looks better than an actual photograph of him.
Well,
Have you seen pictures of the guy?
I have. I'll pull one up so you can do a oh no, this one's better too. Hang on, there's another one. There's another one that looks better. Because this is just. I'm not saying that he looks goofy or anything, but some of these courtroom sketches are just not at all what you would imagine to see. We'll find a more recent picture of him. What about?
I mean, this looks like a picture of literal Satan. And if you look up and to his left, you see the pentagram. Like there's literally a pentagram on the guy's shirt up and to the left of Sam Bankman-Fried. Do you
I don't
see
know
that?
if that's the case. So here's the. So here's.
It's totally a pentagram. There's.
Oh, that's pretty weird. I think it's supposed to be a shield of like a federal agent, but that looks pretty weird. So this is what he looks like.
It does. Yeah, he looks like if like the troll doll people wanted to make a troll doll for fraud or for like getting stabbed in prison. That's the getting stabbed in prison troll doll.
Yeah, so that's what he looks like. And that is the sketch representation of him in court.
You know who they really did dirty? Look to the lawyer with the glasses.
Okay.
Who's got a head that's like, it looks like he can fit his entire head into his jacket pocket.
I mean, I don't know if that was really that bad. Well, then, so going back to Mr. Bankman-Fried, and then there's this sketch. Oh no! Why did I stop sharing? I didn't mean to do that. There's this sketch. That one.
That's not.
Are you seeing? I'm not.
It's so crazy.
I mean, the sketch artist can't draw, but they are making him look better than he looks in real life.
They're making it look more intimidating. That's for damn sure.
I'd be a lot. This guy looks way less punchable than the real face.
Well, he looks way more intimidating.
The real face is like, you see a guy like that, and you're just like, wow, that's an incredibly punchable face.
Well, look at this one. This one has like broad shoulders and looks like he's about to knock somebody out.
Yeah, he looks like this guy lifts.
Yeah. Those are supposed to be the same person. Those are the same person.
I don't know. I think the pictures are, to me, they're coming off anime-ish, but I also don't watch anime, but maybe I'm a little off, but like the intensity in his face, I don't think matches his real face.
That? Yeah, no, he looks like when he talks, when he communicates, when he sits, he looks like a I'm not saying this negatively. He looks like a confused kid. Like he really does. So that's that's the update in the Sam Bankman-Fried case. I told you, not a lot, pretty quick. We're at the F around and find out stage. The judge is still letting him off the hook for a bunch of stuff. Bail conditions have been modified. He has a dedicated laptop. He's allowed to visit certain sites. We're not sure if those certain sites include things that go doom, 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 like just the nasty, the whatever they are. We don't really care. But that's where we are. And that courtroom sketch artist, you know, that's tough. You sketch it really quick right there. But again, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
People are saying it's like me without my hat. False. No. No.
No, now you're doing Rob dirty.
Don't do that to me. All right. Catch up and make sure we're not going to leave the topic. Better than poop explosion of 2021. Oh my God. Nine Inch Nails gal. That's scary. I don't know what that was. Nine Inch Nails gal. Couch, carpet, potty seat, other child. Oh my God.
Other child is the hilarious part.
I'm sorry. I cried. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Oh,
I mean,
terrible.
I'm sorry, but I'm also laughing.
I am, and now you can too. See, John, have you seen the Danny Go video disco unicorn? I have not. I'll have to look that up though. DA Girl Down Under. Just today is the swoop cat named Slime. Nope. That is Hardy. Christina B. Yes, Runkle, you can't do that on television. Thank you.
Have you seen Candy Mountain?
No. What is that?
Oh my God. How have you not seen Candy Mountain?
I don't know. I don't know. Samantha Sinus, Hempland TX Texas needs a shout out for gifting 100 memberships.
Wow.
Hempland,
Wow.
Hempland, Texas. That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you. Honestly. The gifted memberships are the coolest. I love it because it allows so many people to participate. It's really wonderful. And now I'm looking back. My mods send me lists of the people who have gifted. Josh at 10 has gifted 20. Chuck Wilson gifted 10. Barney Cat gifted 30. Neurodivergent Counselor gifted 10. Brentwood Chic gifted 10. Gunther Gar gifted 10. T-Mac gifted 10. Samantha Steinis gifted 10. And then 20 more. And then Hempland, Texas. So what are we at? 150. Mary Ellen Froning, 10 memberships. Ali Foley, 10 memberships. And Eric Newman, 20 memberships. Oh my God.
Man, everybody's a member now.
Thank you guys. That is so
Sam Bankman-Fried is now somehow a member.
Sam Bankman-Fried, don't gift him a membership, please. Actually, no, if you do, that'd be funny because I would love to talk to him. I think it'd be funny. Caitlin, can you please give a brief explanation of the FDIC situation? So, what was it? Silicon Valley Bank went under today. So officially just crashed, gone. See you later, Silicon Valley Bank. Essentially, they had a run on the bank, and the FDIC came in and took over and threw Silicon Valley Bank into a receivership. What that means is that essentially the bank's operation has ceased. No more funds are being allowed to be withdrawn. And the FDIC has stepped in to operate to help liquidate and wind down the bank's entire operations. There was a lot of reporting that this would not have an adverse effect to other financial institutions. That turns out, based on the market today, not to be the case. This is not financial advice whatsoever. This is just an observation that the FDIC came in, and this is now the biggest bank crash, actual bank failure since Washington Mutual WAMU crashed quite some time ago. So it was not pretty today. Sarah Bellum, can we thank Hempland, Texas? Yes, thank you, Hempland. Troublehound, thank you. This judge irritates me. He's the parent who threatens punishment, never follows through. How many chances does SBF get? Takes the piss.
He's got money. That's the cure for all sorts of problems.
And the government doesn't seem to be pushing a lot of these arguments to their fullest extent. The government could be pushing these harder. The government is not asking for the bond or the bail conditions, the bail to be revoked. They're asking for modifications. So,
and if I was the government, I might be saying, sure, we'll let him use a computer. It's not going to be a computer provided by his attorneys. It's going to be a computer provided by us. And it's going to be locked down AF. And
yep.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's pretty wild. So, Deborah McFadden, thank you very much. Hi, Rob. Love your channel. Thank you, Deborah. I love having you here. I love having all you guys here. It's wonderful. Debbie Joe, thank you. Daughter turned down a job in November for a bank that FDIC took down yesterday as a ripple of FTX. Glad she stayed put now. Bullet dodged. Yeah. Finance right now. Finance and tech right now are tumultuous spaces to be employed in. And Bree, you live in that area of California, right?
A little out, but yeah, pretty close to San Francisco if you talk about Silicon Valley. Yeah.
Pretty wild. CSK 9197, thank you. To the sketch artist defense, that's actually not bad. It's better looking than when he actually looks like in real life. Kudos to sketch artist. CSK. Not a terrible opinion. Midnight 2008, getting caught up in the live stream. My poop song is the best strange thing I've seen and heard this week. That is my goal for these live streams, to terrify you and to also make you laugh. I need a second. Would you guys mind catching up or just chatting? Bree, why don't you tell people what you're covering on your channel these days?
Oh, shoot. I just cover a bunch of everything at this point. But mostly we cover celebrity lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, trademark lawsuits. And I'm actually having a stream tomorrow where my members get to come on and speak, kind of like how we are, kind of have a panel with my members. Tomorrow, I think we're going to cover Rust, the Baldwin case. I think
That's a lot of trust.
To trust my members to do that.
Yep.
I think my members are pretty, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty straight and narrow. I hope it doesn't go too far off. And then we're also covering a case with Brittany Dawn. She was a fitness influencer that basically scammed her followers. So we're going to go through the discovery and how she basically did not respond to discovery. And I just got notification about some more Tom Girardi stuff. So we may look into that. Tom Girardi, Erica Jane's husband, who was the lawyer that basically frauded his clients who had catastrophic personal injuries out of money. So I think we may touch on that. I don't want the stream to be too long, but that's a little bit of what I cover. I'm surprised I missed this Poopsie case because that's probably something I would have covered on my channel too, but I don't know if I could I don't know if I could sit through it again.
So yeah, on Monday I'm trying to start like a regular stream. So on Monday, it might end up being just Mondays. That's kind of where I'm leaning because Mondays suck and might be nice to have something to break up the suck of Mondays. So, but I'm going to be covering this wild case out of Montreal, and I'm sure you guys haven't really been looking at it, but the judge is so snarky in it, just so insanely snarky. It starts off with, if I could, I'm going to write this out because I can't write a judgment that is entirely in caps lock and bold. So I'm going to do it through, the judge basically says, so I'm going to do it through snark instead. It's freaking wild. The judge also has a line along the lines of, we talk about cases being thrown out of court, and that's not literal. It's just figuratively. Mm-hmm. But if the windows at the courtroom here in Montreal could open, I would literally throw this case, the entire case file, out the window.
Well, that's one way to handle a case file. Sometimes I think that there's a few that I would like to do that too.
Also, Rob, I'm dropping a link in the private chat that you probably can't play because it might result in a copyright strike, but you need to know about Charlie the Unicorn.
I do know Charlie the Unicorn. I know this song. I know this. Charlie the Unicorn. Oh my gosh. I don't know.
It's not a song per se.
It's not a song. It's a skit.
Yes.
Is that like strikeable? Like, is that copywritten?
I mean, it's obviously copywritten.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just whether they have it registered or not. But everything, this video that you're putting out right now is copywritten. Mm-hmm.
It is. It is. Candy Mountain. Yes. Okay. Now I remember. Now I get the reference. Candy Mountain Charlie. Yes. Candy Mountain Charlie. Oh, that took me a second. Wow. That takes me back too.
No idea.
Bree is so confused. Bree, Just go watch the video. You can come back when you're done watching. It is too funny.
Okay.
It's just you will die. Not really, but it's hilarious.
You will die
So
of laughter.
it's pretty. I don't that sense of humor though. I don't remember if that's really there. Wasn't that around the peanut butter jelly time? Was around that time too? It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly. Baseball bat. My God, that's just. So, do you know the Grumpy Cat meme?
Yes.
And did you know the Grumpy Cat meme has been involved in litigation in the past?
Oh, lots.
Yeah, I have seen.
See, I didn't know that because
didn't?
I didn't know
mean-
that someone had copywritten it and had
Oh, yes. Super litigious.
pursued that in some wild litigation. Bree, do you know what I'm talking about? The Grumpy Cat?
I haven't looked deep in. I know the Grumpy Cat. I haven't looked deep into the litigation, but I definitely have seen.
So
one looks
this is
different.
this is reporting in BBC from the BBC from 2018. And oh damn it, swoop. Hang on. I'll be swoop. We have swooped. The chat always reminds me. They always remind me of swoop. So Grumpy Cat. This is the Grumpy Cat. And everyone knows the memes that we're talking about. Let me see. Grumpy Cat meme. Do they sue creators who use the meme?
They sue like everybody.
Everybody. Because when I look up Grumpy Cat meme, that face doesn't show up a whole lot. Like it's
Yeah, that
different cats.
they are super litigious.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they don't mess around with the suing.
I didn't know this. This is brand new to me. So the Grumpy Cat meme essentially was all over the internet, everywhere. And what I didn't know that I learned today was that they won back in 2018 a $710,000 payout in a copyright lawsuit for a freaking cat.
Yep.
So the owners of a cat made famous online because its permanent scowl have been awarded $710,000 in a case by the California federal court. Grumpy Cat Limited sued the owners of a U.S. coffee company, Grenade, for exceeding the agreement over the cat's image. The company only had rights to use the cat to sell its Grumpachino, but sold other Grumpy products. Wah, wah, wah. The cat, real name, Tartar Sauce. That's unfortunate.
The spelling is not great.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Went viral in 2012 after photographs of her sour expression emerged online. Originally posted on the social media website Reddit by the brother of the cat's owner, Tabitha Bundison. The image of the cat quickly spread as a meme with funny text captions. In 2013, Grenade Beverage, owned by father and son Nick and Paul Sanford, struck a $150,000 deal to market iced coffee beverages with the cat's scowl on its packaging. That's pretty good licensing deal. But in 2015, Grumpy Cat Limited sued them for breaching that contract. A court filing claimed they had exceeded the deal by selling roasted coffee and Grumpachino t-shirts. I want a Grumpachino t-shirt. I wish I had one of those shirts so bad.
I'm sure it's now worth money.
It probably is worth quite a bit of money. Which Grumpy Cat said blatantly infringed their copyrights and trademarks. The coffee chain owners countersued on the grounds that the cat and its owners had not held their side of the deal. So now you've got licensing litigation. A lawyer for Grenade said Grumpy Cat had failed to mention its brand enough on social media and in televised appearance, according to the court reports. They also alleged the owners had not told them Tartar Sauce was set to star in a film alongside Hollywood actors Will Ferrell and Jack Black. Something that did not happen. Interesting. So, false advertising. So, Tartar Sauce was supposed to be in a film, was not the film. The California federal jury decided with the cat and her owners ordering payment of $710,000 in damages for copyright and trademark infringement. as well as a nominal $1 damage fee for breach of contract. So that was then. And that was
they
back
took
in
my freaking kidney.
2018. What? Was that me?
I think that was who
That
was.
was Ian.
That was me.
I was like, it had to be
I
Ian.
panicked for a second. I was going, was that me?
No, I got my soundboard set up.
Apparently. Like, just mother. So yeah, that was then. But it turns out that a lot of things, while they change, some things stay the same. Grumpy Cat Limited is back in litigation. They're back in the saddle. Grumpy Cat Limited versus the individuals, corporations, limited partnerships, and unincorporated associations identified on Schedule A attached here too. Grumpy Cat Limited, plaintiff by Underside Counsel, hereby complains of the partnerships, blank, all those people. And for its complaint alleges as follows: jurisdiction is boring. We're not going to do that. We're going to get to the parties in the introduction. This action has been filed by plaintiff to combat online counterfeiters who trade upon plaintiff's reputation and goodwill by selling and or offering for sale products in connection with plaintiff Grumpy Cat trademarks, which are covered by U.S. trademark registration. The registrations are valid, subsisting, and in full effect. True and correct copies are attached here too. The defendants create numerous defendant internet stores. So are you starting to get a trend here? Like, so they're not naming a specific defendant. They are kind of going everybody. Numerous defendant internet stores and design them to appear to be selling genuine plaintiff's products while selling inferior imitations of plaintiff's products. No cat is grumpier than Grumpy Cat. Independent internet stores share unique identifiers such as design elements and similarities of the counterfeit products offered for sale. How many photos can you get of a grumpy-looking cat? Establishing a logical relationship between them and suggesting that defendants' illegal operations arise out of the same transaction, occurrence, or series of transactions or occurrences. Defendants attempt to avoid liability by going to great lengths to conceal both their identities and the full scope of interworking of their illegal counterfeiting operation. They're counterfeiting cats. Plaintiff is forced to file this action to combat defendants' counterfeiting of registered trademarks as well as protect unknowing consumers from purchasing unauthorized Grumpy Cat products over the internet.
Now, if you were to forge a cat, would you do it with Forge or with Fake Forge?
Fake forged or forged? I don't know.
I feel like they are.
It's
I feel like they're trying to be Disney, but it's like an actual live cat. It's not like a drawing. So I definitely want to see. Yeah, it's like a cat.
It's cat. Like how many products can you make with a picture of a grumpy looking cat?
I mean, a lot of them.
A lot, but they're taking that actual cat's picture and putting it on products and selling it?
I don't think so.
They're taking their own grumpy cats?
Or modifications.
It sounds like a Disney suit.
It sounds a little wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plaintiff, blah, 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 counterfeiting registered trademarks.
They need to get all these cats together to have a battle to the death to determine which one is the grumpiest.
Who is the grumpiest?
Who's the grumpiest cat? Because this is not official Grumpy Cat products.
Only
That's
social media. Only
You're not a
social
proper
media
grumpy
is
cat unless you're in
right?
somebody's bed.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Uh-huh.
I don't appreciate it.
But you got to live with it anyway.
It's the grumpy in the bed argument. Yes, your juvenile humor will always amuse me. I very much appreciate that. Plaintiff has been and continues to be irreparably damaged through consumer confusion, dilution, and tarnishment of their valuable trademarks as a result of defendants' actions and seeks injunctive and monetary relief. Grumpy Cat is grumpier. The court has personal jurisdiction over each defendant, and that each defendant conducts significant business in Illinois and in this judicial district, and the acts and events giving rise to the lawsuit of which each defendant stands accused were undertaken in Illinois and in this judicial district. In addition, each defendant has offered to sell and ship infringing products into this judicial district.
Not infringing products.
Oh my gosh, it's grumpier cats. It's grumpy. It's like grumpy, and grumpier. It's just all the grumpy. I
Okay. Well,
didn't
so I'm
intend to.
wondering if like the term grumpy cat is just turning generic or descriptive. They're
It's
talking
not
about
the
the
it's not the term. They're talking about that image. Like they're talking about
it's the actual
that
picture.
trademarked image.
You can't trademark a picture. So is it a
It's
drawing?
there's a design of the cat.
Oh, okay. It's not the picture, it's a drawing.
It's what we showed it basically in that it's that cat depicted in like that mean format. Like that meme
Yeah.
format, like that.
You can't trademark that though. So I'm
It's
gonna
there's
They
You
did.
pull up the
copyright that.
trademark because it
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna pull
a
up the trademark.
That's jurisdiction. Let me see if I got it tied to the bottom of this one. That's the main document. Let me see if I've got the other file.
I'm gonna pull it up online.
What you gonna do with that grumpy cat?
Oh, come on.
I've got it. I do have it. I had it. I pulled it up. 1.1 and 1.2. So 1.1, I think, is the trademark. Grumpy
It's
cat.
a word, yeah.
Dude, I will say grumpy cat. Like, how cool
like
is it to have that trademark? Like just
Okay.
the grumpy cat. So
It's just the word. You can't trademark that picture. It would have to be some type of drawing. That would be more along the line of a copyright. All of their trademarks are just word marks. So it's the term grumpy cat.
where's Grumpachino?
I think that was the company
Oh,
that had
there
a
you go.
license,
Here you
right?
go. No, Bree, here you go.
Oh, I didn't find that one. Grumpy Cat Limited. Why did that one not pop up?
For merchandise, namely mugs, coffee mugs, porcelain mugs, beer steins, travel mugs, commuter mugs, mugs not of precious metal, weird, coffee cups, teacups, coasters not of paper, and not being table linen in class 21, clothing, cards. The description of the mark is great. Let's see how they describe the mark. The mark consists of the head and neck of a white feline with brown and black ears. The cat has green eyes with black pupils. Surrounding each eye of the cat is an irregular shaped circle consisting of brown and black beige fur. The cat has white fur above the nose and surrounding its mouth. Its nose and mouth are outlined in pink and black. The
that
cat's
seems
mouth
very
is a
specific.
frown. The cat's mouth is in a frown. Surrounding the mouth are white whiskers.
I'm gonna make a
Fair.
blue-eyed cat.
Oh wait, I wonder. Did they? Is there a different one? Nope. That's.
I think that would be
words.
the only one because I didn't even see that pop up in my search.
Those are the words. More words. That's for
I think-
stuffed animals and plush toys.
Too many words.
Another grumpy cat.
Oh, because it's just the image. It's not an actual word.
Like, how? Same damn picture. It's going to be the same damn picture. I'm not like saying that negatively. It's going to be. It should be.
Yeah.
So that's the infringing.
That's the first time I've seen a trademark like that, like of a picture.
Yeah, pretty wild, right? So they're the registered owner. Plaintiff also owns numerous copyright registrations of various Grumpy Cat works as listed in Exhibit 2. Ooh, what's Exhibit 2? Oh my.
Books, calendars, art.
Stickers, postcards, Grumpy Cat's First Worst Christmas. Cool book. The Grumpy Guide to Life. Cool. Pokey/Tar, the Grumpy Cat, Tard, the Grumpy Cat, like all these works. Cat photo. So they own all those. Okay. Grumpy Cat is an American internet celebrity cat which became an internet sensation after her photo was posted on Reddit on September 22nd, 2012. That's the year I formed my law firm. Videos went viral, and her popularity was continued to increase. Grumpy Cat Limited is the official source of Grumpy Cat products, which include pictures. These are the official. These are the grumpiest of the Grumpy Cat things that you can have.
Man, grumpy has taken on a very different meaning in my head.
I know, and I can see every time I say it, like I can see your face, like quasi.
Yep, I'm just having so much trouble.
It's let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit. So we have Grumpy Cat is getting showered by hearts. Happy birthday, you got old. Oh, that's sad. This is someone's happy face. Then there's the Grumpy Cat with the mustache. I appreciate that. That's funny. Blank doesn't care. Here's no evil. So those other ones I don't really get, but that's the official grumpiest merch you can get. But yeah. Since at least October 15, 2015, the Grumpy Cat marks have been the subject of substantial and continuous marketing and promotion by plaintiff. They've continued to utilize the trademark as that's what they're trying to demonstrate here. Plaintiff has and continues to widely market and promote the Grumpy Cat marks in the industry and to consumers because there is an argument that can be made, not in this case, but in others, that someone has abandoned the mark. Plaintiff has and continues to widely market and promote the Grumpy Cat marks. Plaintiff's promotional efforts include, by way of example, but not limitation, substantial print media, the Grumpy Cat website and social media sites, and point of sale materials. The Grumpy Cat trademarks are distinctive and identify the merchandise as goods from the plaintiff. Guys, I know that picture was very distinctive, but would you be able to ascertain the difference like between some of the stuff that you see out there? The registrations for Grumpy Cat trademarks constitute prima facie evidence of their validity and of plaintiff's exclusive right to use the trademarks pursuant to 15 USC section 1057B. The Grumpy Cat trademarks qualify as famous marks as that term is used in 15 USC 1125 C1 and has been continuously used and never abandoned. Plaintiff has expended substantial time, money, and other resources in developing, advertising, and otherwise promoting Grumpy Cat trademarks. As a result, products bearing the Grumpy Cat trademarks are widely recognized and exclusively associated by consumers, the public, and the trade as being products sourced from the plaintiff.
Not really.
I
mean, not to me anyway.
So
I
now
mostly...
go back.
I want to see the defendant's infringement.
That's what I do too. But I want you to think back to the language that we saw in the My Humps lawsuit. So both of these are intellectual property lawsuits, and they both carry very, very, very different tones. Very different tones. Black Eyed Peas, the BMG lawsuit, seemed almost hesitant to bring the lawsuit. They didn't want to bring it. They only were forced to bring it because people were profiting off of it. It was one person with a very clear thing that you were drawing a conclusion with. This lawsuit just has an entirely different tone, seems aggressive AF, and doesn't give you a whole lot, just says a lot of absolutes.
Yeah. They're pleading the basic facts to get into court.
Now I can see why they have a reputation that I saw online, just being rather litigious.
AF.
Yeah, I think someone said the cat is no longer actually alive, and I think someone else in the chat said all the cats or a lot of cats look the same. So I'm really confused on how they even got a trademark for it. And I'm pretty sure if someone had another picture of a cat that was similar but maybe not exactly the same, they could probably also get a trademark for it as well.
Here we go, Bree. Read the first sentence.
On which one? 12 or 13?
12.
Okay, defendants are individual and business entities who, upon information and belief, reside in the People's Republic of China and other foreign jurisdictions. Yep, I think I recently did a case like this. I can't remember exactly what it was, but everyone was like Amazon sellers from China.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. You will never collect a dime.
Yep.
Like this case is, in terms of actually recovering money, case is done. It's over.
I'm going to find them.
Well, and even if you find them, you know what China's take is on enforcing foreign judgments?
F you.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, they just ignore.
Yeah, it's congratulations. That's nice that you've got one of those. But what do you expect us to do about it? Because
it's thank you for electronically filing this document. Now that you've electronically filed something in the People's Republic of China, we have access to your computer. Defendants conduct business throughout the United States, including within Illinois and in this jurisdiction. There's this judicial district through the operation of fully interactive commercial websites and online marketplaces operating under the defendant internet stores. Each defendant targets the United States, including Illinois, and has offered to sell and on information belief has sold and continues to sell counterfeit Grumpy Cat products. Counterfeit.
Okay, so they're using the actual cat.
Yeah, because that would be counterfeit. That wouldn't be infringement. That would actually be counterfeiting. The success of the Grumpy Cat brand has resulted in its counterfeiting. Plaintiff has identified numerous domain names linked to fully interactive websites and marketplace listings on platforms such as iOffer, eBay, PayPal, Frugo, Wish, Amazon, DHgate, Joom. What is Joom? Walmart, including defendant. What the hell are half of these stores?
I don't know what Frugo is. I don't know what
iOffer, DHgate, Joom. What is Joom?
I never heard of Joom. DHgate is known for selling like knockoff things. So like they sell fake Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and also Grumpy Cat, I guess.
Good luck suing them.
That's what I mean. You know what's not listed here that I would have completely expected? Alibaba.
Oh yeah, that is not listed.
And again, okay, congratulations, you sued them.
Okay.
All that means is that you can never travel to China for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you take on like Alibaba and it'll just be like, sorry.
Maybe that's why they're not listed, Ian.
They just say defendant.
Yeah. Which were offering for sale, selling, and importing counterfeit Grumpy Cat products to consumers in this judicial district and throughout the United States. Defendants have persisted in creating the defendant internet stores. Internet websites like the defendant internet stores are estimated to receive tens of billions of visits per year and to generate over, holy nuts, $135 billion in annual online sales.
Yes, it's because they're adding up all of like
the infringers together.
They're adding up like Amazon's total sales. Congratulations, you've got a big number.
Yep. According to an intellectual property rights seizure statistics report by Homeland Security. Oh God, you're not citing. You're not doing this. Oh,
Rob, is this a live reaction?
I have not read this. You're not citing fucking Homeland Security and a report, statistics report.
I've read this report. You know how it gets there?
How?
We seized a shipping container full of knockoff, whatever bags. Each of these bags, if genuine at retail, would sell for $80,000 because people are freaking stupid and will pay insane amounts for some idiotic bag. These bags are knockoffs that you can spot at a glance and are expected to retail at some street corner for $8 and to be purchased by people who are largely idiot tourists who think they're getting a deal and will think that they're getting a deal until they show it to a friend of theirs, at which point they will get laughed at. So we're going to count each of these things as if it's $80,000 worth of value and not $8, because we really like big numbers because that helps us justify our budget. And we'd really like to buy a tank, please. So because we need a tank to like go do whatever. I mean, Rob knows riding around in a tank
tanks
is
are
fun.
tanks are fun. To be fair, if I had the budget for a tank, I would have a tank.
But yeah, I mean, this is just like their numbers are complete horse pucky.
Inflated. Mhm.
Yeah, they're basically imaginary numbers. Like, hey, I could have sustained $1 million in damage walking up my stairs this morning. Like,
Right.
sure,
And so-
maybe, but I didn't.
That's what the trademark is, though. If they would have licensed the right from them, then they would have sold it at a higher profit, and then the actual trademark owner would have gotten that higher profit. So of course they're going to go after the higher number.
Well,
yes,
no,
that
except
also
that they,
assumes the sale. That assumes the sale. Like that's the thing. You're assuming the sale at the end of the transaction.
Mhm.
What
The
Ian-
knockoffs
and
would
what
never
I'm-
have sold
The
for that
knockoffs are
price.
like back. I don't know if they still do it, but in New York City, you used to be able to go down a couple of these streets, and they were literally like instead of Fendi, it was like it would say Fandy, or instead of like Gucci,
Yeah.
it was like Gotchi or something like it. Just absolutely terrible mispronunciations. But the pattern looks somewhat similar.
Yeah.
No one can purchase that at full retail price ever. Period.
yeah,
The sale is like $5, $10.
Right. And so I'm referring to like the actual Grumpy Cat products that they're selling. We haven't been able
Yeah.
to see any of them yet, but I'm assuming you take a picture of a cat and you put it on a t-shirt because that's really what the trademark owners have done. Took the picture of the cat and put it on the t-shirt. I'm pretty sure people in China can do the same thing. I don't think it's as extreme as a Gucci bag versus
I
a
mean,
t-shirt with a picture of a cat. I think
the
they
thing
can
is
sell it
that-
at the same prices.
nobody associates the Grumpy Cat with a particular manufacturer is the problem that comes out. They associate it with a particular cat, and they
Yeah.
associate it as a reference to that cat. So this really is something that they should pursue more as a publicity right, except that a cat can't own a publicity right. So really, this seems to me to be an extension of using trademark law
Mhm.
in a way it's not supposed to be used. It's to protect the idea of the Grumpy Cat. So I mean, but they define the Grumpy Cat as green eyes. So maybe I should knock out some blue-eyed Grumpy Cats.
That's true. The definition, if you're outside that definition, you're safe. I mean, it's hey, you have to admit, and to those of you watching who have not yet liked the video, please do. And who have not yet subscribed, also please do. We're close to 200,000. I'd love to get there. Same thing with Boss Attorney Bree and with Ian Runkle the Baby. Please, Runkle of the Bailey, not Baby.
How many of you
The
like to
baby.
drink, man?
Runkle of the Bailey. Go subscribe to their channels too.
Run
Did
for
you
the
guys
baby.
think you were gonna? The thing is, we've covered a lot. No, I'm not gonna go back and revisit that. We've covered a lot of Murdaugh and like crazy stuff. Did you guys think that we would have some fun tonight? Because this is like having the debate over the Grumpy Cat litigation is kind of fun. Like I like this. Now we're back into the swing of things.
I love fun streams.
This
Absolutely.
is the fun stuff. Yeah. Runkle of the Baby. Yep. That's probably Runkle of the Baby.
You just made a thing, and I hate you for
The
it.
chat loves it. You
There's so
have
many meanings.
you have been ruthless to me in suggestive comments to the chat. Runkle of the Baby can be
Suggestive.
a comeback. That is that can be 1 point in my like column of victories. So back to
And it was an
the-
accident.
Shut up. Back to this completely malarkey report. According to an intellectual property rights seizure statistics report issued by Homeland Security, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, MSRP, of goods seized by the U.S. government in fiscal year 2017 was over $1.21 billion. Internet websites like the defendant internet stores are also estimated to contribute to tens of thousands of lost jobs for legitimate businesses and broader economic damages, such as lost tax revenue each year. That is what we call global economy and global economics. Cannot manufacture something at the same cost. You get competed out of the market, and therefore that just occurs.
Potentially
Pawn
better marketing,
information.
too.
Go ahead, Bree. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying potentially better marketing too, because
Yeah, you can outcompete them. But
Mhm.
one way that you're guaranteed if you have one of these companies that's operating out of the People's Republic of China is you're certainly going to underprice them.
Yeah. And mass produce way better. They might
Oh, yeah.
be
I mean,
producing their products in the China factories in the China. That happens a lot. They produce
Oh,
the
yeah.
products in the China
Yeah.
factories, and then the China factories just say, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna sell my own." So
well,
they
this happens
in that
all the
position.
time where somebody
Mhm.
asks like a Chinese manufacturer, "Hey, we need 100,000 of this," and they're like, "Cool, we'll print 300,000," and yeah, it
Mhm.
all the time.
Well, and that's the thing. So every person that has seen the Chinese knockoffs, and I don't mean that like in a certain way, but they are just kind of labeled broadly as the knockoffs that you see on Amazon or AliExpress or all these other websites. You know you're not buying the real thing, but you're paying $2 for something that is being sold in the US for $100. And the company in the US is pissed. They're always pissed. Would you like me to show this?
This is my Christmas grumpy cat meme.
It's okay, Runkle the baby.
I know where you live.
That is true, but you have to fly here.
And you don't think I will? I'll be at the
He's
border
around
and they're
the
like,
morning.
"What's the purpose for your visit?" And it's like,
I can't- I just-
tourism, also murder. And they're like, "Cool, off you go."
It's beginning to look a lot
Oh,
like
you do
this.
have to go.
Oh,
It was just a regular domestic flight. I forgot you're in Canada.
yep. Okay, so the thing is, these companies have been selling knockoff goods for quite some time. The problem is that everyone realizes you can't sue and get any money out of them. So no one ever does the whole like, I'm going to go through the cost of litigating this case, except for apparently one of the most litigious companies and trademark enforcers that has ever existed, Grumpy Cat Limited, who said, we're going to try this. So let's see. I mean,
How are you even gonna? Or I mean, they probably will get a default judgment, and then what?
yeah, exactly. What are you going to do?
What I think they're probably going to do is send that off to the various, every time they see this stuff pop up, they'll send a copy of the judgment and they'll be like, "Cool, we've shut this listing down and now we'll start up 3 more." Because, I mean, these knockoff companies, the instant they get told to stop selling something, they're like, "Oh, that means this might be worth something. Knock out 3 more. Like, set up 3 more web pages." So
I'm not going to do that. That's rude. I don't
Can you
surprise
even
people
do
with
that?
We can. Yes, you can. I have control to do that. I'm not going to do it though, because that's rude. Plus, like usually begets like, and if I do that to him, he'll do that to me, and I don't pay attention long enough to notice that. So, defendants facilitate sales by designing the defendant internet stores so that they appear to unknowing customers to be authorized online retailers, outlet stores, or wholesalers selling genuine Grumpy Cat products. Many of the internet stores look sophisticated and accept payment in US dollars via credit cards or through eBay, PayPal, Frugo, Wish, Amazon, DHgate.
just say they're an internet retailer. Like, everybody accepts US dollars via credit card.
They really do. So defendant
Like,
internet
They're in
stores
a different
often
country.
include
please
images-
mail us a bag of pennies, and also they have to be like, I don't know, like East Timorese pennies. Like, nobody does that.
Well, and if we're being fair, I remember the time when like you would actually have to mail in checks to order something online.
Yes,
So-
and I also remember the dark times, but like, I can sing the song of
Dark Times.
I can sing the song of the internet connection, but back when your modem used to make screamy noises.
Oh
I
my
can't.
gosh.
Okay. Internet stores often include images and design elements that will make it very difficult for consumers to distinguish such counterfeit sites from an authorized website. Defendants further perpetuate the illusion of legitimacy by offering live 24/7 customer service, the audacity, and using indicia of authenticity and security that consumers have come to associate with authorized retailers, including McAfee Security, VeriSign, Visa, MasterCard. Oh my God! just the audacity behind actual, like, just running a website.
That's also, how dare they have a website?
Yeah. Plaintiff has not licensed or authorized. Don't bring out the sword. Defense used Grumpy Cat trademarks or copyrights, and none of the defendants are authorized retailers of the genuine Grumpy Cat products. You brought up the longsword too.
Yep.
First a knife, now a sword.
Yeah, well, he didn't bring up.
Oh, I've got a collection of swords. Don't ask me how many swords I've got here because it's lots.
There are questions I just don't ask.
This is very much the wrong house to break into.
The answer is usually the answer should just stop at more than one, and that's
It'll just be like, "Hi."
Where do you get them from?
Well, you have your kukri run, right?
I am a sword guy.
Where's the kukri?
Oh.
Kukri's in the garage.
Oh, dang it.
Because last
Okay.
I was actually, both of them are in the garage.
Do you know how to use it?
Mostly I use it for showing off on the internet, but mostly yard work.
Huh.
Oh my god. It makes sense. It makes sense. I get it. It makes sense.
This is a sword fighter.
Also, I've been
Upon
told to.
information. Oh no, I don't need the skull. We don't need that. We don't need any more threatening remarks.
What is everyone drinking?
Shell, this is correct. Bree asked that question with both interest and apprehension. Correct. That is a very correct observation, and very good for you picking up on that. Yeah. The Wanderer, thank you. Y'all make me laugh. I remember watching TV, so I knew where to order this cool stuff. Yeah, I remembered like dog earring, like magazines, and like leaving it out, like for your parents to possibly look through. So, upon information belief, defendants also deceive unknowing customers by using the Grumpy Cat trademarks without authorization within the context, text, and or meta tags of their websites to attract various search engines crawling the internet looking for websites relevant to customer searches for Grumpy Cat products. Additionally, upon information and belief, defendants use other unauthorized search engine optimization tactics.
Oh no.
How does one
to propel domains?
Well, that's
they have
how do
better
you authorize
marketing.
how do you authorize SEO tactics? Like if you own the trademark, how do you authorize them to use certain tactics or not via SEO?
You can't. You literally put it on your, and I'm not an expert on SEO, but you just put it on your own website. And to me, Grumpy Cat seems to be descriptive to me. They were able to get a trademark, but now at this point, it may be becoming descriptive and they might lose their trademark. And that's probably why they're following this.
Yeah, they want to basically remind the world.
Just like Kleenex losing their trademark. They may be on the verge of losing their trademark.
Has Frisbee lost theirs yet?
I don't know.
Because I remember
Also, we should
big lawsuit.
You should Google something with the search engine of your choice.
SEO.
Frisbee. What? Grumpy Cat?
It says yes, Frisbee has a registered trademark still.
That's why they still call it disc golf.
I call it Frisbee golf.
A couple of companies when they first started tried to call it Frisbee golf, and Frisbee got really pissed.
You don't say. Why would they do? Oh, right. Trademark law sucks.
Yeah. So, SEO tactics and social media spamming. So the defendant internet store listings show up at or near the top of relevant search results and misdirect consumers searching for genuine Grumpy Cat products. You know,
nobody cares if it's a genuine product.
No,
like
it
literally no
thing.
one.
What the fuck?
We don't even know who the
That's
actual
worth
source
anything.
is. No one knows
Like-
who the source is.
There is no prestige to owning a genuine Grumpy Cat product. They just want a reference to the cat.
Yeah.
Not you wearing knockoff Grumpy Cat.
God. Yeah, I'm not sitting there walking around like my fake Prada person. It's a Grumpy Cat. Am I walking into like a bar and be like, "Hey guys, guess what? Look at the shirt. You see the shirt? You see the, you see the shirt? You see the
Authentic.
shirt? This is the official Grumpy Cat shirt.
And actually, they had the prices on, right? Nothing was over really like $25.
No, but what the hell? I mean, really? Really? Further, defendants utilize similar illegitimate SEO tactics. What is an illegitimate SEO tactic? What is, I don't understand that remark.
Walking into
in
the
this
Google
lawsuit.
office with a silenced pistol and holding it up to like
That, you know what, Ian?
somebody's
Ian,
head
there.
being like, this
Ian,
goes to the top of the page. That's
Ian,
an illegitimate
that's
SEO
legitimate to
tactic.
me.
That is fair. That's fair. That's illegitimate. And yes, I do. No, I get, like, you can put it in between hidden text. Yes, you can. But what Bree was saying is, how are you going to prove that that was using the trademark and not just describing, this is a picture of a grumpy cat?
Of a grumpy cat. Mm-hmm.
Because I can put something on my website and say, look, grumpy cat. And I'm describing the damn image.
Look at this grumpy cat. Literally.
And if
As
the
such,
cat is made of poop,
Oh,
then
no.
it's really a grumpy cat.
Oh, it is a grumpy.
Cat is also a cat.
Actually, I wonder if that actually messes with their trademark claim. If I made no, I can't do that. This is hypothetical land that I didn't want
Future
to be in.
Rob merch right here, folks.
This is hypothetical land I did not want to be in. But based on a certain lawsuit that took place last year, one could legitimately make a plastic figurine that was in the image of poop as a cat and call it Grumpy Cat, and it now has an entirely different meaning.
And if you're gonna do that, you should eat a lot of glitter just to really make it.
Oh no,
really make it pop.
I use the word plastic like looking like for a reason.
I didn't.
I know you.
Also for a reason.
Also for a reason. As such, plaintiff also seeks to disable defendant domain names. There you go. That's what they want.
Yeah,
that's what they want.
Which will be effective for like 8 seconds
until they create a new one.
Get a new one, because then the trademark owner will have to pay for all the other ones if they don't want someone else to buy it.
Yeah, it's basically they're now paying to hold on to a whole bunch of domain names.
Well, and here's the funny part, because this next paragraph describes what we've been talking about the whole time. Why are you making this law? Why bring the suit? Defendants go to great lengths to conceal their identities and often use multiple fictitious names and addresses to register and operate their massive network of defendant internet stores. For example, many of defendants' names and physical addresses used to register the defendant names are incomplete, contain randomly typed letters, or fail to include cities or states. Other domain names use privacy services that conceal the owner's identity and contact info. Defendants regularly create new websites and online marketplace accounts on various platforms using the identities listed in Schedule A to the complaint, as well as other unknown fictitious names and addresses. Such registration patterns are one of many common tactics used by the defendants to conceal their identities, the full scope and interworking of their massive counterfeit operation, and to avoid being shut down.
They're assuming that they all know each other.
I'm just gonna go. Let's go to Schedule A. I think it's attached.
I mean, the thing is,
Schedule A. Son of a bitch.
Good luck. Like, this is sure. I guess they can say, "Hey, we're spending all this money to try to keep our trademark alive," but you're never going to get recovery on this.
No.
And guys, we're almost done. There's like 3 more paragraphs left, but I'm going to pull Schedule A because that didn't download. Stupid Pacer. Illinois. Northern.
Computers. Imagine if we were in the dark ages. Really losing.
What? Just the ability to download these things?
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You would still be downloading them if we were in the dark ages.
Because the nice thing is I can pull this up and I can actually see if any of this has been served
I mean, the dark ages involved going to like the courthouse and with a photocopy machine.
They sealed Schedule A.
For all the names?
You little shits. They sealed Schedule A. That's why it didn't download.
So we cannot see who it is.
Hang on. Today's date. I'll share the screen because this is pretty good. We'll finish the rest and I'll tell you what the update on the case is. So, finishing the rest of the lawsuit. Further, counterfeiters such as defendants typically operate multiple credit card merchant accounts such as eBay, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about that before. Behind layers of payment gateways so that they can continue operation in spite of plaintiffs' enforcement efforts. Upon information and belief, defendants maintain offshore bank accounts and regularly move funds. Why are you suing them? Because you're not gonna.
How do they have all this information?
Like,
I mean, I
why?
suspect that they've won a claim before against some account, and it's like, all right, we get all the money in their account, and it's $7.
Yeah, and they move funds. So indicates it moved funds from US-based eBay, PayPal, blah, 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 to China-based accounts outside jurisdiction of the court. Once it's there, you're never gonna get it. Like,
Congratulations.
They just acknowledged it.
You're making the point. You're making your own point. Like, what are you doing?
Maybe they're trying to bring awareness to their supporters that there are these infringers out there by filing the lawsuit so that people are more careful about making sure it's the legitimate Grumpy Cat.
I mean, you know what I'm not going to do though? I'm not going to look online and see a $24 Grumpy Cat shirt. What I'm going to do is find that and I'm going to say Grumpy Cat shirt in Amazon and be like, oh, $5, good.
Yeah, that is true.
And I mean, Grumpy Cat has been dead for how many years now? Like the actual cat?
2019.
So, like, if you had goodwill towards the cat, that's probably expired. The cat can't take it with her. And, I mean, I really don't have any particular goodwill towards the owners because I don't know who they are. Like, I have a theoretical notion that they must exist, but beyond that, like, okay.
Yeah. Clocks don't change until Sunday at 2 a.m. So Saturday night is the time to change your clocks. So we don't need to go through the counts because it's basically pretty simple. Trademark infringement and counterfeiting. We want you guys to please stop. Let's go and see what they're claiming as far as damages. I don't see anything there. There's no monetary figure alleged.
It's probably all the way at the end.
Then we've got
remember to set your clocks because the government's going to come to steal an hour of your sleep.
They do. I hate daylight savings. Then you've got infringement.
Yeah. Also, somebody makes the point of how many people are searching for Grumpy Cat merch now in 2023. It's like this is a dead meme and a dead cat.
You're trying to bring it back to life.
At least a few people after watching this, they've probably been some Grumpy Cat Google searches.
No, buy Law and Lumber or buy Law and Lumber merch.
I don't buy it. It's not good yet. Don't buy that stuff.
Yeah, I keep trying to get merch, and then every time I try to make some, I'm like, "Oh right, this is dog shit," and then I stop because
they don't even
product quality is so poor.
They don't even include. So here's the thing. Here's one of their prayers for relief that I think is interesting. Entry of an order at plaintiff's choosing. If I'm a judge, I'm saying no. I'm not going to give you a discretion. I will order it if I have the facts to order it. The registrant of the defendant domain names shall be changed from the current registrant to plaintiff, and that the domain name registries for the defendant domain names, including but not limited to VeriSign, Newstar, Affilius, CentralLink, Nominet, and Public Internet shall be unlocked and change the registrar of record for the defendants to a registrar of the plaintiff's selection. Holy crap.
I mean, at this point, I think those registrants, like those registries, need to be able to make submissions.
You've just inpled them, haven't you?
Yeah, I was like,
Kind
how
of.
are they even subject to the court to tell them what to do?
So for those of you guys who are playing a little catch up, because this one caught me way the hell off guard, what the plaintiff, Grumpy Cat, is asking for is they're asking for the judge to give them a blanket order that says, Mr. Grumpy Cat Limited, this is your permission to go to each one of these individual internet registry sites. And if there's a defendant that you have named in this lawsuit who has a website registered there, you can tell that registering website, by the way, they no longer own that website. We do. And direct all traffic to your channel or to your site. That is remarkably invasive. That's wild.
And they'll be saying, sorry, I added that, and now I'm
And the
having
thing is, they're
way too much
probably,
fun with it.
yeah, they're probably just going to get a default judgment because all of these people are probably not going to respond. And then they want the judge to make those extreme orders.
Bop it. I love this. This is great. Thank you for the super chat. Starting my own company called Happy Puppy. Take that, Grumpy Cat.
I've got a couple of happy puppies that
How about
that it
this
could
one?
apply to?
That in the alternative of the foregoing, i.e., allow me to repurpose these independent companies to do my bidding, the plaintiff be awarded statutory damages pursuant to 15 U.S.C. 1117C of not less than 1,000 and not more than 2 million for each and every use of the trademarks. Imagine getting hit with that.
Okay, great. We are in China.
So, and here's the update. The update is this, which came out today, and I don't know that this has been reported yet. So, this is from Pacer. Just pulling it up. So, this is what I was saying. So, you see the Schedule A is sealed. Can't access that. Motion for the TRO. So, they asked for a temporary restraining order, and they want more pages, but they want the TRO. So, basically, let's do enforcement now. And they attach all the exhibits to it. They seal all the affidavits associated with it. And then today, minute entry before Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman. The case has been assigned to calendar, blah, blah, blah. Plaintiffs on notice required a memorandum discussing the propriety of joinder under FRCP 20 if it appears the defendants are too numerous or unconnected. In addition, should default judgment enter against defendants, plaintiffs should be prepared to prove up damages by affidavit or hearing. That is a warning from the judge saying, I have read this shit. You might want to take another look.
Mm-hmm.
Minute entry number.
Y'all are in their land of fuck around.
Yeah. Docket number 22. Again, before Judge Coleman, upon review of the complaint and the motion for temporary restraining order, the court questions whether joinder of 195 defendants is appropriate in this case. Defendant or plaintiff shall file a supplemental memorandum addressing the propriety of joinder by 3/24/2023 in light of the application of FRCP, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 20A2, as outlined in Estee Lauder. Plaintiff may alternatively attempt to cure the joinder deficiency by filing an amended complaint containing fewer defendants alongside its memorandum. Presentment of the TRO motion is stricken. So, sorry, not granting that. Take a look at your shit and fix it.
You don't even know who to give it to.
Also, if they have to sue separately for 195 separate defendants, this could bankrupt them.
Get out of court.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to go bankrupt because you have no recovery at the end of it. So you're going to be spending hojillions of dollars. It's basically digging a hole into your backyard, pouring money into it, and then setting it on fire.
And they don't even actually have the identities of these people they're trying to sue.
Yep. So this lawsuit today just hit a nice big hurdle. Glad to be able to report that. That's fun. So how do we feel about the Grumpy Cat litigation?
I don't think it's going to go very far.
That is something. That is,
They have a lot of missing pieces.
yeah. Well, I learned something about the internet today, which is the Grumpy Cat meme. I didn't know that was I knew that was a thing. I didn't know they were that litigious.
You
I
didn't
didn't know that.
know?
I
the
didn't know
meme?
they were that litigious. I had not seen any
Oh,
of the
they're
previous lawsuits.
super litigious.
That's wild. So, yeah. And that is kind of, you kind of need one of those in this field to go after and kind of test the waters of suing these knockoffs. Because every other company is probably sitting there going, we're going to watch this case and see what they do.
We're gonna point and laugh.
But don't you think if that was something of the norm to do, then the bigger companies would be doing it, which there are very litigious bigger companies, actual famous trademarks. They said they were a famous trademark, but actual famous trademarks
I
like
know.
Disney and Adidas and everyone that sues everyone, but they actually have a defendant that they can recover from. In this situation, they don't have that.
Well, and that's the thing. I think all the other companies are bigger. They have done the cost benefit analysis and they have kind of said, we're not going to do it. Now, when they watch Grumpy Cat go forward, I guarantee someone in their legal department is probably monitoring this and going, let's see what they do and see if they find an avenue that we didn't think existed. And that might change the math for them. But I think the math for those big companies has always been, it doesn't make sense.
And you can't really prove that one particular company is making a lot. I just covered a Disney case where this company is making a lot and they're making like really cheap looking products for Disney. And the guy is still posting about it. Not a smart move, but they can actually recover from him and know exactly how much he's making rather than chasing these bank accounts that's switching every few months or however often.
Yeah.
I mean, that money is gone, right? It's.
Oh yeah. There's a judgment is worth nothing.
Yeah.
And the judge basically told
the judge was like, hey, be ready to the extent that you do get past this hurdle that I've just laid out in front of you. Like you can't name 195 defendants and just join them all in a civil suit. As soon as you get past that hurdle, be ready to demonstrate your damages, which I don't think I have ever seen a minute order entered or an order entered like that early in the case before a summons has been issued and returned that says, by the way, to the extent you get a default here, damage is going to be a problem.
And I feel like the judge is anticipating that there would be a default given the fact that they said they don't even know the identities.
Yeah. So judge's clerk just read that complaint and was like, huh?
I mean, it's a default, but it's also a default that will 150% be reopenable because it's like, hey, were they served? Nope. Why? Because we didn't know their identities. So is that default judgment going to stand for anything? Nope.
Not a lot. No.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Interesting move.
Yeah. So, all right. Those are the stories for today. We're going to go through super chats and then I'm going to wind down the stream. Keeping it well behaved this evening. I'm very happy with that. Look at that. 3 stories. 3 stories in a relatively linear fashion. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of myself. That was awesome. Let's see. T-Mac, did you all see where the podcaster got unalived by a stalker in Washington State? Oh my God, I did not see that. You all be careful and keep your heads on a swivel, please. All 3 of you, be safe. T-Mac, thank you for that precaution.
Wrong house.
I think Ian says wrong house. Rob also has something that demonstrates and says wrong house. It's just not.
I have many other things, but most of them I can't show on stream. But this one I can.
Yeah.
YouTube does not have a rule against Makahuitl on.
Yeah, I am very cautious.
Bree is like, what the hell is that?
Bree should be very cautious. Bree doing family law, be cautious. It's one of those things that, Yes.
Family law is way
family
more
law, be
dangerous than
cautious.
criminal.
Just be aware. Just be aware.
Never thought about
It's
that.
not. It's not likely. It's not likely. Just be aware. You will get the cases occasionally.
Mhm.
Also, I really want to get a shark tooth sword. I've got the obsidian
Shark tooth.
sword now.
Ooh-ah. Shark tooth. Ooh-ah. Yes. Okay. Thank you, D-Mac, T-Mac. That's a very good point.
Shark
Yep. Shark bait. Yep. Black Lucky Cat. You got to fill the guys in on all things, B Dawn.
I am.
You did.
Yeah, referencing me. I covered it yesterday. So Brittany
What?
Dawn, the fitness influencer, yeah, she's sued by the state of Texas for scamming her customers by not giving them individualized plans like she promised. So I did cover that on Tuesday or Thursday
Interesting.
yesterday, and I'm probably going to cover the discovery tomorrow. So if you are
Ooh.
interested, join at 12
Does she
p.m.
also
Pacific Standard Time.
Does she also cook?
No, she's now a Christian influencer and mommy vlogger of foster children. So she's going into that realm of probably.
Oh, I feel
scamming.
sorry for the kids.
Fascinating.
That's
Mhm.
one of those things
It's a
where I would be
lot.
like, can they not actually restrict? Like, I hate the parent blogs because if you ever see what the kids have to say about that,
Mhm.
the kids hate it. Hate
And
it.
so with foster kids, you're not supposed to show them on social media like that. So she just kind of blurs their faces out. They have all kinds of her and her husband have all kinds of allegations against them. So it's gonna, if she loses this lawsuit, she'll probably have a bunch more after that.
I mean, if I was the foster parent, organization, I'd be basically hunting her for support.
Oh. Said in
Metaphorically.
satire and jest.
Yes, this is a metaphor, not like a literal.
Good. We're going to make that clarification. That's a wild case, though.
Yeah.
Mary Coppola, thank you. Not pushing because politicians involved this guy. Oh, SBF, yeah. Talia, thank you. Runkle, can you please show Rob how to get to Candyman? I have seen that, Talia. I have. Trufflehound, Ian, he's got money. SBF, I have no money. John Ray, I'm looking for the money. Trufflehound, someone pull his bond immediately. Yeah, what the hell? I agree with you, Trufflehound.
Guys, 20 minutes, I could get the money from him.
Just 20 minutes alone. Yeah. Professor of Logic missed most of the stream due to our 17th anniversary. We'll see if she allows me to live to the 18th. I love your humor, Professor of Logic. Is great. Just wanted to say hi and support. Thank you, Professor of Logic. Happy anniversary. I hope you had a wonderful one. And cheers to a happy 18th anniversary, should you live that long and should she allow you to do so. Sarah Bellum, thank you. Not that it was particularly illuminating, but I think you missed an earlier super chat, pooper chat. Did we discuss what Ian is drinking? What is Ian drinking? Sarah Bellum, I'm not sure if I did. I'll go check in a second.
So I've got a glass of Two Brewers, which is a Canadian single malt. I also have picklebacks for when I feel like a pickleback.
What is pickleback?
Shot of whiskey and then a shot of pickle juice.
Back in.
Huh.
It's actually really good, but keep in mind, I also like Caesars, which are made of clams. So, your mileage may vary.
This might confuse. So it used to be that you would order a shot or a drink and you would say, give me a shot of Jack with 2 aspirin back, right? And the bartender would have a bottle of aspirin behind the bar and they would give you the shot of Jack Daniels. They'd put 2 aspirin on the bar behind it.
Like the pills aspirin?
Yes, that was a thing.
Doesn't that mess up your stomach lining?
We didn't care.
They didn't know.
No one cared. No one cared. So then you would order something back. It would be back behind the shot you just took. That was what it was referred to. So a pickleback is essentially pickle juice that's laid behind the shot you're taking.
And quite often, like nowadays, people will say, like, I'll have something with a water back, so that's really common. But pickleback is more, it's a really interesting flavor profile. So I like it.
Yeah.
Never tried it.
So That's what that is. Chris Mullen, Grumpy Cat's very specific cat and cat image. So they're using the actual Grumpy Cat image on their products. Grumpy Cat died a while back, but she was a famous social media cat. I think that after the end of reading that, I've gotten beyond the Grumpy Cat being the same image and more to the why file the lawsuit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
same
might be
boat.
legitimate, but the lawsuit. Burberry's spelling of the cat's name was because the original name was Tard. Owner backtracked when they got some heat, insisted it was short for tartar sauce.
Oh, I can see.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. The spelling is
Wow.
real super unfortunate.
Okay.
'Cause,
Interesting.
If you're talking about the sauce, it should be tartar sauce.
T-A-R-T-A-R. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, Burberry's. Samantha Sinus, can we call this my Grumps lawsuit? Oh, God. Chris Mullen. I'm sorry. Chris Mullen. Cat's owner is just a small private business, so the fake products could undercut her earnings. They won a $710,000 judgment in 2018.
That's not a small.
In 2018.
The profitability that they have claimed in this lawsuit suggests that they are not a small private business. That's just the suggestion of the lawsuit and the news media. I don't know. They're also going after a sea of defendants that I don't think they're going to find. Heather, thank you. I wonder if the Zoom Cat lawyer will represent Grumpy Cat in court. I don't know. Nick Lost, thank you. Grumpy Cat cartoon also. So that likeness counts. Interesting. I didn't know that. Chris Mullen, thank you very much. Just to ask, should the owner then just do nothing to protect her trademark? What is the solution when you're a small business, someone is ripping off your logo, etc.? Unfortunately, this is a question that doesn't have a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
really
With a lot
doesn't.
of law.
I mean,
really
this is
doesn't have a
kind
good
of the
answer.
same thing as like, who do you sue if somebody slashes your tires and you never catch them? Like, I mean,
Well, that's-
sucks to be you, but you will never get your money back. Like,
If they were more identifiable, I think that the lawsuit will make way more sense. But going after out of country people who change their identities and hide their identities, I don't know if they'll ever recoup anything. And like I said, you can compare it to bigger businesses where there are counterfeits on the street and they don't go after every single counterfeit. They go after the people. Yeah, they go after the people who they know they can recover from and show that they are defending their mark. But defending against ghosts is kind of like pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a sad part about a lot of IP cases. So for example, right now, 3D printers are very easy. They're easy to use. They're easy to program. If you're a small business, you create something, it's not hard for someone to see that, reverse engineer it and print it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can sell it. And a lot of times these companies don't have the money to sue. They don't.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I'm covering the GWAX lawsuit. A lot of times these companies don't actually have the IP to sue over.
Yeah.
Because like GWAX, if you're not familiar, it's one I've been covering quite a bit. They're a gun manufacturer and they bought the molds for these different guns and they started making them. And then they're like, oh no, someone's making a gun that is similar. It's like, well, you don't have a trademark. You don't have a patent. You don't have copyright. So y'all got fuck all. And now you're going to find out. And the judges had some strong opinions about this in a recent decision. Because, yeah, it's all sorts of y'all going to find out because it's stupid, right? You can't. But, I mean, there's all sorts of things that you just can't have the IP for. And
the Ohio State University. Remember when they tried to trademark the?
Yeah.
The Ohio State University tried to trademark the. They tried to literally in that word, in that phrase, and they failed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that one you could have seen coming a mile away in terms of the failure.
Yep.
But I mean, you get people like, I've designed a particularly interesting fork. Cool. It's a neat shape. Did you actually get a patent on that? Have you applied for a patent? No? Okay. There's 600 people manufacturing it. So you're done, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, I see Mariah Carey tried to trademark the Queen of Christmas.
She did. It didn't go very well. Apple Silver, please explain your idea for. It's not my idea. So that is Bitcast. That's a podcast that Rick Hogue usually appears on Sundays. Instead of this particular Sunday Bitcast, they're going to do a gaming trivia show, and they have said that all proceeds from that show, Bitcast, the link I posted on Twitter, all proceeds from that show are going to go to his GoFundMe that's helping his recovery. So I was just advertising that. It's not my idea. It was theirs. I'm just putting it out there, promoting it.
Nice.
Yeah. So Aussie J, thank you. Listening on a 4-hour drive, pulled over. Thanks for the laughs with the hump/poop. You need to check out the Pascal Clinkers Lollies unicorn ad. I am nervous. Pascal Clinkers Lollies. I'm just going to type it in a Google machine.
Ian, are you typing?
Nope.
What's that noise?
I'm playing with a fidget
It's
cube.
a fidget cube.
Somebody sent me a fidget cube.
Yep. Nick Loss, thank you very much. Counting every copy as an actual sale is how Pirate Bay was ordered to pay $20 million for accessory to accessory of copyright infringement. Yes, twice removed. Is Pirate Bay still around?
Yep.
Did they pay it or did they just say F you? The latter?
I think largely FU.
Okay. Yep. Runkle of the Baby is here to stay. It is. Thank you. Crowd fund to get Runkle of the Baby a tank. Oh my gosh, fantastic. Hey, that's the tide. It wasn't Ian that came up with Glitter Blade. That's true.
That is accurate.
Lindsay, thank you. Rob now trolling Ian and try to get him to visit, banking on Ian getting distracted between Edmonton and DC. So accurate.
It is
Debbie
true.
W.
By the time I get there, I'll have forgotten that my plan was murder.
It probably would be. You'd probably be like, food. That sounds good. Let's do that.
Yeah. Rob, you remember that good, the
Korean place?
Korean place? Yeah, let's go
Yep.
there.
Yep. Debbie W., if you don't know the song The Internet Connection, you've got mail. It's free to watch in YouTube movies. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. T, thank you. I can sing the song of the internet needs to be on a t-shirt. So when people ask, you can just make a dial-up tone. Yep. It'd be great. Chris Mullen, thank you. Ian's Grumpy Cat meme is definitely one of the better ones I've seen in the Grumpy Cat spirit of things. Yes, indeed it was. Tasana Burfoot, thank you. How's the fur babies? How's Potter doing, Ian? And Bree, doesn't she have a fur baby too?
No, I don't have any animals. Not allowed here.
No?
Alpha doesn't like, so I can't get one.
That was we can persuade him.
I'll probably just show up with one day.
I heard sulking. We can persuade him.
I'll probably
Jack
just show
can
up with
persuade him.
one day.
What's his what is it? Zora is always a bundle of chaos. Although she's also super sweet. She so Zora does this thing where she goes and occupies my side of the bed because my wife goes to bed earlier than I do because I keep vampire hours. And so Zora will go and camp out next to her and like right in my side of the bed. And then when I come down, she'll be like, okay. And she'll roll out of the way, wait for me to get into the bed, and then roll back over up against me with her head on top of my legs. And she's like, yeah, this is where I want to be. So Zora is the cutest thing ever. Potter is, so Potter had surgery on his back CCL, the ligament there. And he's doing much better now. He is just full of energy. So earlier today, he was like, I want to go play in the backyard. And it was like, no, we're going out for dinner. And he was not happy about that because he's like, I'm better now. I want to run. Let's go for a run. I'm like, do you know how cold Edmonton is?
Mhm.
Meanwhile, he's got a fur coat. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Well,
So
we've
great
got
to
an
see
update.
him doing great.
Cat in Virginia, there's a pet ramp that leads up to my bed. My grumpy cat now sits on the top of the ramp at bedtime to intimidate the foster. Chewini. Oh my gosh. Oh, the real Sarah. I second the motion for Unicorn Fashion Show in a second. I will do it before I end the stream. Lauren L. TLDR. Grumpy Cat makes a good case for nurture over nature. Either that or some people have much more disposable income for wild things. Oh, I don't know. The cat looks pissed. Kristen M96. Ian, what is the bear holding? I think you were holding that up earlier, buddy.
So they're probably referring to this, which is something a fan sent me. It's a little light up here. Let me see if I can plug it in and show it to the chat here. So they 3D printed and did the electronics and so forth. It is pretty cool. So that's sort of what was in front of the bear. And what the bear is actually holding is, or what the bear actually has on it now, is 2 separate Extra Life little gold medals. And I forget what the fundraising threshold is for the gold medals. I think it's like $1,000. So annihilated it last year by a lot. And hoping to get it a 3rd medal this year. And what is it? Apparently, the Stollery Children's Hospital, which is the one that the Extra Life fundraiser was for, if I raise a total of 100,000 over my lifetime, they will put up a plaque. So if we do as well this year as last year, I'll have a plaque up at the Stollery Children's Hospital, which would be cool.
That'd be really awesome.
So that is now my selfish dream: is let's get a plaque up for for that, and in the process help a lot of sick kids, because Stollery's doing some great work. They took me on a tour to show off sort of what they're trying to do, and some of it is just really cool, because one of the things they've got on the go right now that is just amazing is they are trying to set up like an outdoor play space. There's kids who are, very sick and don't really get to do anything other than be at the hospital. And previously, because, they've got to have some supervision, they've got to have some controlled space and so forth. There were a lot of kids who, if they were sort of born at the hospital and have been sick ever since, that might not have actually gotten to play outside at all. So they're trying to create that space. I think that is fantastic. And I really want to see them succeed at that. So I was just like, yes, hell yes, let's make this happen. So that's going to be later this year. We'll be doing the 24-hour live stream again, and let's try to make that happen.
Yep, that'd be great. Peggy Reardon, thank you very much. Can they sue Walmart for selling the products? Nope, not really. I don't see a cause of action they could claim, because they're not. I mean, generally speaking, Walmart or these larger companies will demand that the person show them the IP before they put it in their store.
And the thing is, if they thought they had a claim against Walmart or Amazon, they'd be suing Amazon, because you know who can pay and does have deep pockets? All the Amazon.
Yep.
But they also have indemnity clauses, so the sellers have to indemnify Walmart anyway. So might as well go after the sellers.
Except at that point, the sellers, like Walmart, ends up with a claim against the sellers, and then it's Walmart's problem that the sellers move their money out. So, I mean, and from the perspective of the person suing, that's great. You want it to be Walmart's problem, not your problem, because it's not a solvable problem.
Not really.
So,
nope. Chris Mullen, I don't think Grumpy Cat realizes how expensive this will get. I don't think so either.
If it splits into 195 separate actions, oh boy.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Tammy Baines, divorce mediation ended with husband bringing the blank firearm into office. A linebacker-sized attorney was quoted in an interview as applying enough force to make him drop it. Husband was treated for broken arm. Yep.
Good for him.
It's good for the attorney. Bad for the husband.
Yep.
Stupid for the husband, but
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
how does that go in in your claims?
it's don't do it. I've gotten threatened before, but
I get threatened a fair bit as a criminal defense lawyer, but I mean, you just get used to it.
the reason I made the comment to Bree is that guys usually get threatened a little bit less than the females in my profession. I have seen that guys try to pull bullying tactics on female attorneys, and it can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that's why I just said be cautious. That's it. Be cautious. Be smart. Machiavellian cheese, thank you. Brittany Dawn is a fascinating train wreck to watch. Fundy Fridays does an amazing deep dive on her with more focus the Christian fundamentalism. Okay. And Bree apparently did a breakdown too. I have to go check that out.
Yeah, I just broke down the petition, but there are some people have mentioned the Fundy Fridays to me too. But I haven't had a chance to watch them. But she just has a slew of things that you can catch up on.
There's a lot of channels out there that have a lot of great content. I
Mhm.
love watching it. Ryan Man, YYC, could Grumpy Cat be pursuing the lawsuit to raise the public profile of China IP theft, made perhaps to prompt the government to take statutory steps? The government has tried. They have the laws in place. There's not a whole lot they can do.
Mhm.
A lot of people are going to hate like me for even making this comment, but honestly, sanctions against the entire country is the only way that you can actually do anything. That has an adverse consequence on our economy. So administrations
it's
can
also
do stuff
outside the jurisdiction of the court.
It is.
Right.
It's not something a court can resolve. Like administrations can make efforts, but there's costs to all of these things.
Yeah, they have enforcements for trademarks at the borders just like they have for like drug enforcement, but you can't really stop everything from coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tammy Baines, thank you. By the way, as a paralegal, I hated working on family law cases. Large, complicated states are my jam. I have a couple that are complicated, and they just fireworks in three of my complicated cases today. So that was fun. Chris Mullen, thanks for going through that for me. Rob, Ian, and Bree. Thank you, Chris. Very much appreciated. Heather, thank you. Anyone can be ripped off. Check your DMs. I sent a link to someone who's selling Wood Daddy merch with the picture Ian came up with on EDB's Live. I have
Wow.
seen this thing before.
Now, the
There
really
it
funny
is.
thing, I don't actually own, like, I licensed that image. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
can't hunt down all these people who have, who've made that, shirt. But theoretically, the people I licensed the image from could sue the out of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is right there. Some of his favorite pieces are the Law and Lumber Ian Runkle Wood Daddy shirt. But I will buy this shirt and I will love this brand's cargo pants. He has about 80 pairs, some of which he's had since high school days. I don't have no idea what the hell this is about. But yeah,
This is AI generated gibberish.
It is. It's AI generated crap. But yeah, that's from the infamous like Wood Daddy stream. Yeah, that's there. I don't think that is a place where you can go and purchase it. I think that's just a site that points to it, but yep.
Oh, there's
Thanks,
tons
Heather.
of them out there.
Yeah.
What I should really do is because the instant I put up, here's a shirt with this image, people like started stealing it. I should really put up here is a shirt idea, and it's just like a picture of a dong, and just put that up on Twitter, and then watch how many sites steal it.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Nicholas, Pirate Bay original owners are still paying. Pirate Bay is living on as a separate entity. By the way, it was for 5 movies and 12 songs. Wow. I didn't know that. Those are great details. Thank you, Nicholas. That's wonderful. Okay. The is trademarked by the Ohio State University in 2022 after a 3-year battle for clothing hats sold through channels registered to sell OSU merch. It is trademarked, huh? The lawn necker? Is it? It has to be, though, the Ohio State University. Like,
Yeah.
that's the phrase itself. Bree can look that up real quick while I go grab something. Do you mind, Bree?
I am on it already. It's going to take me a while because I closed out of the trademark site.
Maybe the better one is just to use pictures of like Mickey Mouse, because you know the mouse will sue.
The mouse will sue for sure.
The House of Mouse does not screw around.
You don't want them to sue you, though.
Yeah, that's true, but
That's going to
yeah.
be hard to find because there's going to be 1,381,220 records I would have to go through to find that. Let
my
me see if I
God.
can go through the owner.
Oh, and hey, we've got Peg Leg Finance in the chat. I popped on with him to look at a look at a video of a sovereign citizen shooting. I may follow up on that case because it's a really neat case in terms of police use of force, and also what not to do at a police stop if you don't enjoy lead.
Oh, instructive educational content. Peg Leg
Yep.
Finance, haven't met you yet. Glad to see you here in the chat. Hope you're hanging out and having a good time.
I mean, with the price of lead going up, the guy got substantial value out of that police stop.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it. Yes, they got the trademark
Did they?
in April 2022.
I mean, he got
Good
tens
for
of cents
them.
worth
Look
of
at
lead
that.
out of that.
They worked for years to get that. They litigated the hell out of that thing.
What is the doesn't stand for anything? I'm not seeing that it does.
The. So, did you ever? You don't know a lot of Ohio State grads, do you?
No.
They love. Don't mean to be disparaging to any Ohio State Buckeyes in the chat, but they love that they are from the Ohio State University. It's something that they have always said back to the beginning of time. They love.
I mean, to
say
be
the
disparaging.
Ohio State University.
Oh, a lot of people, my sorority uses that. So guess we are infringing. I don't see how they can trademark that.
I don't know. Tim Baines, hope I didn't frighten Bree. Husband was going for a wife. Just be careful, Bree. People are crazy. Don't scare her, but it is good to just keep your head in a swivel. It's smart. Nick Loss, thank you. One of the defendants in the Pirate Bay trial is a friend of a friend. The lawsuit's wild. 2 of the 3 judges were members of the same CR lobby group. Oh, my word. As a prosecutor. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
So, Rob, there's a good question in the chat.
What's the question?
Why does your hat say "Get Sprung"?
Because this is a manufacturer that actually manufactures a tool to disassemble and retrofit firearms.
I think that might be a tool I bought while I was there.
It is a tool you bought. It's a tool you bought. It is. I just like the hat. I thought it was cool.
I didn't get the hat, but it's actually a really useful tool. I've already played around with it.
Yeah. So that's the brand. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to go back to but they didn't get denied for the reasons that we would think they would get denied for being basically just like an article or general. They only got denied because of the way they had it on the items was ornamental, which means it was just for show. They had to.
It was an accent and not an actual element to the. Okay.
Right. So they didn't get denied for the being just a word that everyone uses, or being a word that everyone uses, which is pretty interesting.
Huh.
What?
Somebody says, Ian, the hat was free with your tool purchase. Rob just kept it. No, everyone who had hats was just giving them away.
They were giving them all away.
Yeah. I also bought a cool knife.
Yeah, did it make it back? Could you get the glue out of it?
Quiet you. No, it's tightened up. It's good and solid.
Yep, good and solid. Not at all gravity. to those of you asking for contact information or the link information for the guests that are on the stream, I did update the description so you can see that below. And then before we jump out of here, I made a promise. And the promise, I don't think Bree has seen this.
No, I don't think so.
It's my unicorn hoodie. It gets better than this though too, because it lights up.
Are you gonna dance?
No, I'm not going to dance, but I will tell you this. So, I will tell you this. The fun thing is,
I'm sorry, I had to once you put the unicorn thing on.
what'd you do? What did you do, Ian?
Oh, did that not play?
No.
No.
Oh,
Change your audio.
oh, why is that not playing? Oh, dang it.
So one of the cool things is one of my nieces, and these are my friend's kids, is like,
Oh, they took my freaking kidney.
yeah, okay, they took my kidney. Yeah, I've heard that one. One of my nieces is like 2.5 feet tall, and you see her put this on, and this like it's taller than she is. She just walks around the house like dragging this like behind her. It's all lit up. It's really it's hilarious.
Mhm.
So, yep, that is the unicorn hoodie that was given to me by Viking Wolf by Blood. It's fantastic. I get to be Fun Uncle Rob, which is the coolest thing ever. So, Jolly Rogers, thank you. You need to watch the Ice Cream Man trial. Ian would be very interested in the state's theory. I'll have to pull that up. I will. I have seen a bunch of cases on it, or I've seen a bunch of live streams on it and seen some of the video clips. I just have to go back and watch some of it. I do like the judge in that case. That was the judge we've covered before. T-Mac, Ian, just got my tax deduction paperwork from the Stellar yesterday. Can't wait for this year's live stream. It's going to be
Excellent.
So, okay, guys, we're going to wrap everything up. Thank you very much to my guests, boss attorney Bree. Check out her channel. She will be live tomorrow during the day. You can go and watch her with some of her members on her stream. Right? Yes?
Yes. The members are going to be on the live stream, kind of like what we're doing right now. So it should be fun.
So please go check out her channel. Give her a like, a subscribe, and follow her for ongoing content. Ian Runkle of the Bailey does not need further introduction. Go check out his channel. He and I will regularly be on channels together. Runkle of the Baby is his name from here on out. And
Rob?
he's going to pull out a sword. I know. I saw that coming. That was absolutely predictable. Ian, you're getting predictable. You're getting predictable. I can already hear when you play with your knife. I know the knives that you have there. Jeremy Morton, thank you very much. I'm watching on catch up, but there needs to be
This is a new one.
Backside Poopy's parody album. Oh my God. What's the new one? The lightweight one? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I got a couple of new ones.
Oh, a couple of new ones. Runkle of the Bailey, please go check out his channel. He is beginning a regular Monday evening live stream. Please go and take a look at that. I know he's been waiting a long time to start that, so it would be great to see a lot of people pop up in both Bree's chat, and in Runkle's chat. Please go show some love. And then until next time, I will see you guys later. I don't know what I'm covering this next week, but there's probably going to be a shop stream between now and then. So, any other final words, guys?
No,
Join me on Monday. The thing I'm going to be covering is wild. That case is just absolutely nuts. So, if you love judicial snark like I do, you're going to want to be there.
Oh, be great. All right. Good night, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. Get outside and take some time to yourselves.